How's it going, boys? Hope y'all having a good one. We got only a handful of weeks until midnight is finally here. So I don't know if we're like this week. I plan on actually doing full duels like today and tomorrow. I don't know about next week. We might just do like one day. I don't really know because it's like we got the pre-patch. I'm so tired of the current class design. I'm so ready for the new class design. I'm actually like looking forward to this expansion, bro. Oh, muted? No, I'm not muted. Well, I'm not muted. No, I'm not muted. I had to double check. You're kidding me, right? And also made sure to adjust my audio ahead of time since I'm looking at the audio anyway. How you boys doing? But yo, I'm so excited, dude. I'm so excited. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Like Midnight is doing a lot of streamlining, and there's I guess it depends who you ask. Like some people are happy about the designs and streamlining, others not really. Sound mic is off. I'd be surprised if it is, because I can see the bar for audio jumping for joy every time I'm yelling into it. Yeah, that's an impossibility. That's actually an impossibility. I muted the vid. There it is, dude. There it is. Yeah. Let me fix that for you. Anyway. Oh, man. I'm so excited. Dude, I woke up so late. So my day has been off today. And I've just been trying to play catch up the entire time. That's been fun. And then I had to do some stuff IRL. So I was like, I wanted to spend a lot of time at the PC getting some work done. But can't do that. Can't do that. I did try a build with Outlaw yesterday, with Trickster, because it was looking kind of trash for the longest time. But I saw some logs and I saw dudes going like full mastery build, like 1,000 points of mastery, which for like War Within, that doesn't sound like a lot. That is a ginormous amount of mastery in Midnight since of the number squish. So like 1,000 into a stat, that's a huge investment. But like mastery is usually so trash for Outlaw, but there's like an argument to be made. Trickster Outlaw gets procs with like that Unseen Blade that randomly kind of procs. That could proc your mastery because it does count as a weapon hit. You also got Killing Spree, which is multiple shots, you know, shooting back to back to back. So that is every single one of them is a main hand hit, which means you can proc an offhand hit. Then there's Coup de Grace, which does like multiple hits in a row. Every single one of them is a separate hit, so it's another opportunity to proc mastery. Anyway, it's like 1,000 mastery build, and I decided I'm just gonna play it. It plays kind of slow, but it cranks. But it cranks. I was surprised. Like, maybe Outlaw is going mastery the expansion, bro, which is the worst mastery in the world because it's so RNG, but maybe it's good, you know? Maybe it's actually kind of low-key good. Anyway, let me try to see if I can put some groups together now. Playing WoW for 6 days straight. I can't look at it anymore. I'm 30 Wario. Yeah, I played WoW for 6 days straight. This is why it's good to have another game on standby, just in case. What's up, gamers? What's up, No Jab? How you doing, my man? Hope you're having a good one. We're going to try to see if we can get some groups tonight and tomorrow. And then next week, probably we're going to go light on that, just because like pre-patch is coming up anyway. So I might just do more beta, or I might just take off the weekend and just chill, you know, Tuesday, Wednesday stream. And then I'll just be like, all right, guys, see you on pre-patch. Welcome back in pre-patch. Also, Remix, that's ending in 10 days. Get your rewards for Remix now, especially the decor. Especially the decor. Get your decor out of the way, boys. You're gonna need it. Get that big decor value, man. You need it. I need it. Everybody needs it. Just buy it up, because if you haven't seen what they're doing with the prices, they're not making it cost gold. They make it cost like Argonite for some items, which is like a currency that you can kind of farm, I think. But then there's like increasing the number, increasing the cost to not be gold, thank goodness. But instead they're doing order resources. So it's like that currency to do order haul stuff. But you'll be paying thousands. And not like 1,000, 2,000. No, like 5,000, 10,000. Some items cost 18,000. Like, it's eye-watering. It is crazy. Is this guy just looking at the dragon? Is he following a dragon? What's that thing from? Blitz? Is that the guy that does the BGs? The BG Blitz? I don't know what he's doing. Wait, there's a bunch of them actually. Rowdy, there's Blitz, bunch of critters on fire. What is happening? What is happening? And Rowdy just flying away. There's another one? There's Onion? What is Onion doing? What is happening? Is that a toy? I've never seen that before. And I'm on fire now? What is happening? Oh, yeah. What? Is that, that's got to be Dragonflight or something, right? That's got to be something on Dragonflight. I have no idea what that is. I don't think I've ever seen it. But let's get the deals going. Let me get the audio rolling, Tim. Alright, I saw Johnny making a group. I'm going to try to see if I can put them all together. Let me also get the UI all squared away. Get it shrunk. Beautiful. Okay, and I think we're good. Dude, my brain is everywhere, dude. I'm the most scattered. I came in today the most scattered brain. I think it's part of it because I didn't have my coffee. Bro, I also had to... Chat, this might have been probably the worst move ever. But I had a couple of items that had sentimental value of sorts. And I was like, it's time to toss them. Time to toss them. So I tossed a bunch of items. Actually, not all of them. I'm seeing two things that probably need to also need to go. But some of them were coffee mugs. So I was like, shit. I thought for some reason we had like a big ass coffee. We have tiny cups. I have big ass hands. This is how big the cups in my home, man, are. I usually have a big ass mug that actually fits my hand. Like my hand is huge. And that's a tiny cup in comparison. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna buy some. So I got some shit, dude. I got some shit on the way. I got like a big old wooden, like a beer mug Stein looking thing. I was like, you know what? Let's just get crazy with it. Let's get wild. I kind of feel like something Viking-esque looking. And then also got like another thing. It's like a thermos to top up metal one. Yeah, I decided, you know what? Let's just get some new shit. Is Rick, hey, down for some duels? Or see if I can maybe snag the boy. Just started this arena against spectator. Using a macro, using a command. It's called invite spectator match. So you basically use it to invite two groups, the leads of two groups, into a match, and then you are the spectator. So you basically are just, you are the bridge that invites them, and then you also get to join in as a third party, and then you get to control the camera, which is pretty sick. The game's online. Yeah, give me the link. Just right. Okay. Where do I get your link from? Here we go. We live. Here we are. Beautiful. Alrighty, so let's try to see if I can scrap a group together. I don't know who is in Team Johnny or who's not in Team Johnny. Hey, Anastad, wanna join my girlfriend? Getting groups together right now. I'm gonna try to see if I can reach out. Does the Jurex want to join in? Hey. Doing some 5V5 1V1 duels tonight. Feel free to join if you wanna. Let me know when to invite. Okay, so we got Anasted joining in. I'll see if Jurex wants in. Hey, duels tonight. Feel free to join if you wanna. Invite now. Alright, let me get Anasted in here. And then we can get Dan the man. Anastad. Did send an invite, right? Yeah, I did. Saborel. Broton! Yo, that's a name I haven't seen in a second. Broton is back. Okay. Hey. Those tonight. Let me know if you're interested in joining some. There it is, ma'am. Let's see, Kodako. I feel like we haven't had Kodako in such a long while. My man. We got those tonight. You're welcome to join us if you want a group. I can invite you right now if you want, or I'll let also Judy know real quick, since I do have him here. Yo, does Romaro want to join? He's doing some stuff right now, actually, so I'll come back to him. Oh, hey, getting. Here we go. Nick messaged me. He said, invite, beautiful. And he is here. Dan also messaged back. And in a team, 4 of us? Okay, you with Johnny? Leo? Johnny/Leo? There it is. Okay. Rest in hell. Yo, hold on a second. Yes, yes. Yes, of course. Let me get you an invite, man. Let me get you that invite, man. Get rest in hell in here. Okay, so we just did 1, and this team is set. Wait, I need to not make it a party. I need to make a raid. Okay, so we actually just need 1, and Johnny's team also needs 1. Hell yeah. Okay. So the slots are actually kind of running thin. Let me just check runes. Hey, oh, he's in a dungeon. I'll come back to him after, I think. Does Stella want to join? Happy New Year. Happy New Year, my mans. Hell yeah. We'll see if we can get Saya into mid BG. Let's be paladins. I don't think there is too many ATM. I don't think there's actually that many paladins. I think Dan is the only one for now, which is like kind of novel, because normally we're just filled with paladins. Normally they're literally everywhere. There are many betters they have tonight. You're always welcome to play anytime, man. Literally anytime. Yeah, Radimus. Oh, is Radimus in? Okay, so Radimus is in. Scratch that. Other team has 2. So actually, if Saya joined this team, that'll be at least 1 paladin in this team, 2 paladins in the other, and they can kind of counteract each other in a way. So that could actually work. Let me actually see if Shaman's in. Hey, we're getting 5v1 groups together. Got few spots open. You're more than welcome to take one if you're interested. Did I message Sleepy? I did message Sleepy. Does Stellar join these? I don't even remember, dude. I don't remember. I need to start giving people like Rest on Hell 5v5 duels. Like I have him added there. Like I know that guy joined. Sean used to join. Sleepy is. I need to give him a note. Chamtar, the enhanced shaman. 5v1 duels. Add a little smiley face just so I know it's a homie. That's how I mark him up. Shall be furious. Yeah. Look, the chat. Look, comment section / the chat. Like I can't do it. I can't control it, man. People's got classes to play. We're getting. Take a spot. All right, Connor, hit him up. Holy Pyre. Yo, I haven't seen Holy Pyre in a second. Hey, we getting on good. You're welcome. Okay, cool. Haven't had Holy Pyre in quite a second, but we're pretty much ready. I think it looks like we just need 1 for each team. A +1. Goer's ain't on. Normally he is somebody who would join in. Did I message Sean? I did message Sean. What I'll do is this. I'll see if Runesblade is out, and if he's around, then I might be like, yo, you going in? All right, let me also post the how to join the actual groups, because I need to be doing that at the start of the stream, just to have it there. Like, I don't even know if it helps anybody, but if somebody swings by the channel like, yo, how to join, just having that up there, like, I did my job, you know what I mean? It's how I look at it. And then if Arun is out, then I'll see if I can get him in. Cool. Stellar is down to join. I'm gonna let him know. I can invite whenever he's ready, and I'll just hit him in, get him added real quick. That's perfect. And then hopefully Johnny gets a 5th, and then we'll be set. But we got groups, boys. We got groups, which is awesome, which is fantastic. And you know what? While I'm waiting, I'm gonna do some background YouTuber shit. I might as well, right? I might as well. Chat, I'm actually very surprised I've been able to make tier lists of classes for this expansion. What expansion was it that I was like, last time I actually made a tier list? Shadowlands, maybe? I don't think I've actually made like a proper tier list since. Like in Dragonflight, I talked about, oh, these classes will probably get the most improvements. And that's really about the most I did. I was like, man, tier lists are hard. Like, as much as I play all these alts, I feel like I just don't spend that much time as I do compared to my rogue. So it's like, how am I going to actually be able to like tell them with confidence? And then I spent all War Within playing non-rogue classes the entire time. So I'm like, you know what? I feel like I could have understood these classes pretty well. And then I played my alts quite a lot throughout the whole entirety of like Dragonflight and then War Within. I was just like, dude, I actually feel like I understand these classes. And then it's like when I'm trying out changes in mid, I'm like, dude, I actually feel like I'm like those dudes in Zereth Mortis. I'm seeing the fractals, man. I'm seeing the change. I'm seeing exactly what is new, what feels different. I actually can say something. Instead of like, oh, this feels like an unholy death knight. This feels like a pumpkin. You know what I mean? Ready, beautiful, got you in. All right, this team is set. Okay, this team is ready. Seeing if other team is good to go. And then my man, Johnny. Where are you at? Johnny Buck. Why are there two Johnnies on my team now? Why are there two Johnnies on my real ID? I don't like that. I only want one Johnny, man. We got a J. We got Johnny, we got one Krager, we got one Kargath, we got one Kimpachi, you know what I mean? Like, getting a second Johnny. Like, I can't, dude. I'm bad with names to begin with. You know, if team is ready. Other team is set and good to go. Let me pop your chat out here just so I can track it a little bit easier. Beautiful. Beautiful. Man, I'm so excited for class changes. Need one still? Okay. I can see if I can maybe get you guys. I can keep like peeping my VNet. You know what? Let's do this. You keep the group open in LFG. If you boys want to join in Team Johnny, he's got a spot right now. I guess you'll find the group overlisted in the. Is it working? Yo, what? Yo, what? Blizzard? Blizzard! Is the LFG thing broken? Oh my god, what is happening? Oh, there it is. If y'all want to join, we got a spot right here. Definitely should join them. Don't join my group. We got 6. Minus means 5. Definitely join. What? Blizzard, I want to browse. I'm gonna start to browse the groups, man. Sabado wants to invite avoidance. Is that somebody I know? Suggested that you invite, did you invite a friend? If they want to join the other group, that might be possible. They are listed under Molten 4. Yeah, somebody will try to get a friend in. We are full right now, unless like somebody bounces and goes to the other team. You know what time it is? It is time for duels, man. It is time to buff Monk. It is time. Oh, are you gonna be like flashbang time? Brother, it would be the first game of the night. I have to wake up these boys. Are you kidding me, dude? Are you serious? Are we doing it? Are we doing it? I'm gonna have to hit decline for the time being. Flashbang time. Are we doing it? Just flashbang, watch out! Hey, now, let's see. I hope you're doing well. What's up? Beck, hope you're having a great one, my guy. Hope you're having a great one. Yeah, the friend that got invited. I don't actually know if Sabado was the one inviting the friend. I think it might have been a friend trying to suggest join. But yo, if you guys want to join the other team, they got a spot real quick. I'll probably go and do my, he's doing it. Okay, we are doing it. All right, we are doing it. We are doing it. We are doing it. Flashbang, watch out. Thanks so much, man. I appreciate it. Taco, my guy. Thank you for the 20. That is very, very generous of you. Actually, super, super generous, man. That's some good gas money right there. Thank you. Beautiful. We're ready too. We're gonna hit you. We're doing flashbang. What's it called? WoW Arena's wiki. I just literally don't know what the name of that arena is. It is like Elysian something. And I was gonna say Elysian Decree. Empyrean Domain. Like, I actually just had a whole wrong word for it, man. Whole wrong word for it. Beautiful then. Invite spectator match. NSMSHK and John. Can't spell Johnny for some reason. Wi-Fi domain. I haven't watched any Jujutsu Kaisen. I've been watching anime a bit more, but I haven't watched any Jujutsu Kaisen. I was about to hit it with domain expansion, but I thought I probably shouldn't just because I don't know the context. I'm gonna say something stupid. But it's called domain. I heard domain expansion. Like a meme with Kermit. Is your potential Blizzard change flashbang? It'd be great. I don't know if they would go for proper flashbang. But yeah, I don't think they would. Like, is there a way to use the word flashbang and like change the wording so it doesn't sound like a flashbang, but it basically means flashbang? Like, replace the word flash and replace the word bang. Flash. Light burst. Light burst. I don't know. I don't know, actually. Light burst and then something to replace the word bang. Wouldn't go with explosion. I guess light burst arena. That could actually probably work. Okay, sort of, kind of. Change it up a little to more Kyrian, and maybe they could do it. Which, you know what I mean? That might work, actually. Got ourselves Judy over for Team 1 with Sabado. Could be first up. Leo out the open. Kind of seeing Reston Hill running. He can't tell if it is Reston Hill. But Sabado hits him with a quick gouge. Is going to go for obliterate in the opener. IBF into a blind. Sabado with a trinket. Trying to go for steps just to make sure he does not get juked behind the corner. For Leo, it is just all about defense. Flagellation is him. Got a full stun onto Sabado. Big burst damage into a quick disarm. Rogue with a Cloak of Shadows. Trying to see if he can potentially just stabilize and keep the pressure rolling in. He won't have the disarm for the Death Knight. We'll have a no vanishes actually. Never mind. Might have used vanishes just to break through the slows of Leo. Actually, that might have been exactly what happened. He was basically, I think, trading vanishes for dances, essentially, or treating him like dances, but the breath at the end by Leo unfortunately did not have a breath. Does AMS that stun from Anders, though? Trying to see if he can lock it down. That AMS was well timed. That was really, really good. Star Bright Surprise. That would be, I think it would be so out of pocket if Blizzard named an arena like that, man. Star Bright Surprise. I feel like if you were to change the name, take the word star, take the word bright, and take the word surprise, and like change the name so it seems like someone Kyrian, someone in the WoW universe, I feel like then they would. You wouldn't have an arena literally called Star Bright Surprise, but something similar along those lines. And is having to actually play a bit of defense into Lichborn. Lichborn unfortunately won't be a defensive next patch unless it's like only a blood DK thing. Starry-eyed surprise. I probably would change the word surprise. Starry-eyed sounds like a Night Elf thing more than anything. Big blast. Leo having to go for a big death pack. Silence to follow. He's actually just under a ton of pressure. He does have a stun. He does have the dragon. He does have a stun. Pillar very, very soon. He may just have to burn his stun and just go now. Or wait until AMS and everything is available. He's waiting AMS and to try to see if he can maybe buy himself a bit of time into that Pillar of Frost available very, very soon. Picking up a little bit of health. So does Andy's into an AMS. He knows that while AMS is active, he won't be able to land a stun on the guy. So I think he's just going to end up trying to see if he can get away. He's going to grip him out the open. Silence with a stun. Nothing that Andy's can do about this. Big breath. Death pack, but he's just locked in and sealed his fate. Does get a short stun onto Leo, but IBL breaks him. And he does end up taking him out. Such a matchup there, man. Crazy with Drudy going to be out around. I like his whole, almost like a Night Elf trying to look like a goblin type of look. That is, I mean, the barrel, I really like the barrel. I kind of like how you got the barrel with that little goblin back there. It's so hard to tell because Night Elves have such a jumpy movement. You can't really see it super well. But the goblin does have like ears and a nose that flops around with the top of the barrel. Also flopping around as you move. It's actually kind of neat. But I like the whole look he's got going on, right? Full goblin attire, essentially. Does go for a roar. It's going to be a big burst out for Leo. Silence to follow. Drudy is just locked out. He can go hard to the wild. May have to. It looks like he's stabilizing at least a little bit, or at least stopping the pressure. His health at least is no longer dropping. Trying to use the mobility just to escape Leo as best as possible. He does have grip, I'm pretty sure, but no, the root with a leap. The Leo does go for a chain of ice. Is going to go for a bit of healing off of those trees to try to see if he can maximize as much healing as possible. And for Drudy, that is a bit of healing. Heart of the Wild still available. Does have disarm. Try to see if he can potentially put some pressure into Leo. Leo's just trying to see if he can pull the guy out from the middle of the arena. This gives Leo an opportunity to duck behind the pillar in case he needs really line of sight to just dodge away from the damage. Silence down, but he doesn't have a way to hold Leo in place for too long. And that's going to be nice passive damage for Drudy, but does land the stun, does get the breath, does get the silence. It might just be light. Drudy needs to heal immediately right here, right now. Heart of the Wild, renew. Try to see if you can save it until last second. The one more obliterate flies through, but I is just not going to be able to land or deal with the next one. That is so much damage with the Smeshka going up. Next for Leo. This map is actually proven to be quite good for him. The pillars are not too large, but they're not too far apart. He's able to go and chill, retreat behind the pillar to catch breather, right? Slow down the other party, go behind the pillar, relax, reset, wait some cooldowns out, or use that pillar since it's kind of small. He always has an angle where he can go for that grip last second to make sure the enemy does not get the pillar. But with the Smurfka, I don't really know what you can really do. Leo does have IBF here, so you might just pop IBF to make sure that the rogue cannot stun lock him. Evasion now for the Smurfka. He does have dots on him, pretty sure, so that should get him out of stealth at some point. IBF is available for Leo. The Smurfka can't really do anything unless you go for a disarm versus Leo. Does go for the quick blind. Disarm to follow. Cloak is available for the rogue. He does have advantage. Leo does have a human racial to break out of a next stump. He's going to go for an AMS a little early. The Rider, the White Mage, still attacking the rogue, not letting him catch an easy reset. Cloak comes out right then and there. Kidney does have a human racial for it. And Leo, that is his one escape from the rogue. If the rogue gets another stun on him, it might be light. Second cheap shot is going to be pretty rough. Yet another cheap shot. Now you're completely immune to CC. There's an opportunity for Leo to possibly land a win. Somehow the rogue's vantage does not get him completely out of stealth. There goes the full stun. Trick it out for the rogue. Silence, but it doesn't really do much against the rogue. Unfortunately, the Riders, however, may not even know. It doesn't matter. He is not worried about Riders to finish it off the rogue. He's going to go in, use mobility to make sure that he's catching up. With Rest in Hell going to be last one over for that team one. Leo so far has been able to stand toe to toe against all of these boys. Has been able to hold the front strong and steady. Is Rest in, if Rest in Hell is okay with Curdy healing him, I'm okay with this too. Like Curdy wants to give him some heals. If he's okay with it, I'm okay with it. Yeah, if he wants to do it, that's cool. If he's trying to get a proper 1v1, proper honor duel here, it is 29% dampening. So for Leo, he does have IBF in like 30 seconds. I feel like if Rest in Hell goes in, there's still going to be something that Demon Hunter can do. He may have to commit a lot of cooldowns though to make it happen. IBF going to be down, Trinket going to be down, so the stun lock combos are going to be huge. Leo just got to survive past the stun. Does have a pre-AMS in case the stun comes through. No, he doesn't. Grip instead with the Sigil of Misery into a Sigil of Spite to get himself some resources. What's up, Chris? How you doing, my guy? Stun is going to go for a blind. For Leo, there's an opportunity to maybe reverse something in 15 seconds until Dragon is back up and available. 20 or 25 until Pillar of Frost is back up and available. So for Rest in Hell, he's actually taking like a decent bit of sustained damage. Not a crazy amount, but like a decent bit, a respectable bit of sustain. Like if Leo gets a proper lockdown, IBF is available for that stun break. That's going to be Rest in Hell going in for whatever CT he's got to try to deal with Leo. AMS is available. Trying to see if he can get the Sigil of Flames on him. Does not land it. As AMS was protecting the DK. And for Rest in Hell, question is going to be a grip. Is going to get the charge in. Short stun. Leo breaks out of it very, very quickly. He's got the Pillar of Frost. I-beam. Oh, but it doesn't matter. What was that burst? I'm sorry, what? Did it just get like the fattest Frost Strike proc or something? Oh, What was that? Like, I saw Resident Evil go for I-beam, and I was like, yeah, it's pillar, it's gonna do some damage. And I'm just thinking, okay, obliterate, chunk them, then it's gonna be passive damage. Then obliterate, chunk them, then passive damage. But you want to obliterate and then chunk them again. Holy. Okay. Okay. Man's gonna take Buster as an Frost Strike. We get that. Okay. Okay. Had to have mitigation for it. Understood. Leo. Dude, Leo was just like, last week he was like, man, I'm just throwing. And this week he's like, I'm coming in strong. We started off good off the bat. Let's get us another one going. Nasmoshka and Leo, let me know when you guys are good to go. That was fantastic. Hell of a duel to start the evening off, man. Try to see where we're at in terms of our duels. What number are we on? Oh, 1250. Beautiful. Holy Pyre. And Nasmoshka, ready, beautiful. We'll send you guys into normal arenas. No more flashbang. We're gonna go Legram. What's up, JK? To my guy, GG's Leo. He did really good. He did really, really good. And I'm assuming Death Knights are going to be able to do more or less the same, because they're like the one spec that's not really changing a lot. They get like an Apex talent, but then outside of that, they didn't really change in Midnight. Which is probably good for them, because you don't need to, like, you don't need to fix what ain't broken. Right? You really need to fix what ain't broken. Can you really fix... I was going to say perfection, but I don't really know Frost DK's perfection. They're pretty good. They're definitely pretty good. I haven't played Digimon Go to game. The new one that came out? Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, that's awesome. I heard good stuff about it. Last time I played a Digimon game, I don't even remember. It's been so long. Can't wait for the pre-patch Duels. Yeah, I'm so excited for it too. We never get to do it in the beta. So it's going to be awesome to do in pre-patch. I am excited as well. Which. Got ourselves Judy over for the team 1 stand by Sabado. We got ourselves Andy's going to be first up versus Radimus. Shield Defendants up for the Paladin immediately. Instant immune. Andy's just got a lot of his damage just locked out. He has to back away for a second. He got IBF. He's got defenses that he could use in order to deal with Radimus. As soon as immunity is gone, ooh, try to see if he can land that Searing Glare. Unfortunately, he does get hit with a blind. Searing Glare does fall through him. Radimus trinketed air. I'm not really sure exactly what happened. Might have been a miss hit. For Andy's, that could be an opportunity to possibly force a bubble. But with a BU being a Death Knight, what can he do against the rotting damage of Radimus? That Dawnlight, it's painful. Double grip, just try to see if it can keep him away from that pillar. Try to see if the Chain of Ice slows him down. Radimus actually may be in a situation where he has to bubble. Landing the stun onto Andy's is huge though. Able to get another dot going. Maybe this way the Death Knight can pick up some damage. He's got a big obliterates coming through. That is a Pillar of Frost. If he can land a fat crit onto Radimus, just a big bursty crit, that would have been amazing. Bubbles out, so he's trying to see if he can potentially survive. May need to go for a death pact here early before a Hodge comes through. At least then you will have health to work with, right? At least an ample amount of health. So then the Retribution Paladin can just like truck you down in a single stun lock go. But for Radimus, he's got Shield Defendants. He wants to go in there. Yeah, you got no outs. You gotta press the death pact as soon as possible. May not even have the time for it. That is rough. Yeah, that death pact was one of those like preemptive things you had to do. Otherwise, it was going to be rough, man. With Sabado going to be up next. But with it being a Paladin who used both immunities, he maybe has still Lay on Hands here. But against Sabado, unless you got an immune, it just might be lights. Lay on Hands does get it in between of those stuns. Trinket immediately for Sabado on the blind. He like predicted the blind was going to happen. A Hodge to follow for Radimus. That's an opportunity to go for damage. Is going to go for Searing Glare and going to crank out big hits. Oh, the Sabado trying to see if he can catch up a little bit of health. The Sabado just died to the dot. He got a bit of that shielding from aggressive vanish. Cheap shot. The Radimus tried to see if he can escape, but Sabado does have him locked down. Feed a rogue. There's just not much you can do to escape him. Spider-Man got his early B-Day gift? That's awesome. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. What's the gameplay like? Is it like a turn-based Pokemon style, or is it a little bit more action? Like again, I have no idea. I heard a lot of good stuff about the game, but I have no idea how it plays. Honestly, it's gonna be a bit of a rough matchup for your boy Curdy. I'm actually wondering if Curdy class is going to be better against rogues in Midnight. It might. The tentacle, I think, could at least give you a lot of damage. Getting a baseline dispersion, baseline silence is also kind of huge. And also some of the challenge changes for Shadow Priest, or class challenge rather, could be really good too. Big cheap shot onto Gertie, but Sabadell is just melting. Mind Flays barely keeping him low, but does end up going down. Gertie able to take down the rogue. No trinket, no cloak, I'm pretty sure. So that does give the priest a bit of an advantage. I feel like rogues could definitely play around CC super hard, but I think with Gertie, a fear stun lock combo, once that happens, it's over. Especially if you get the big rift. Rift is in. Gertie immediately got interrupted by rest of the hell. What was that interrupt, man? It was so fast paced. He's trying to see if he can avoid the rift, but the rift is literally floating after him like a UFO chasing. Rest and hell is the one locking down Gertie, but rest and hell also takes a significant amount of damage. Just pick up a little bit of healing at the tail end there. Throwing in a big glaive with a metamorphosis, looking for damage. Stun onto Rest in Hell, just drinking out of it. Fear not available for Gertie. Maybe looking for a disperse here, trying to go for a heal. I think that might just be a disperse because that's still a lot of damage out for Rest in Hell. He is playing that Eldrachi Reaver, which I've recently been hearing more people call it Eldrachi, but yeah, Rift is over. It's over. Yeah, once you see a Metamorphosis, once you see the Eldrachi with a Haunt right after, got himself another Eldrachi Glaive immediately. Big burst on the lower thumb before he can even respond. That's what I mean. That Demon Hunter is in that workflow, man. He is in that flow right now. Once you get going, it's so hard to stop. And the burst, the glaive, like it's only take a follow up with a big glaive and a nice combo. It is beautiful. A lot of damage. This is very, very good. And the Rest in Hell backing up away from Dan Dewey. He knows he needs to give himself a bit of a breather. Backflipping out of there, flying up in the air. Dan, unless you find some line inside, it's going to be freebie damage. Actually going for a backflip on top of Dan. Does hit him with a slow, so it makes it easier for Rest in Hell to like keep him in place. Try to see if he can rush past him. I think there was a potential meld, but the dots will keep him out in the open. Rest in Hell is going to have to use everything he can to live. That's just a lot of damage. Immunity immediately. He's going to have to get whatever resources, whatever soul shards he can from Dan in order to keep himself alive. Continues to seal soul shards as much as possible. If you steal him, especially while Metamorphosis is active for the extra leech, that's going to be the best. Try to see if you can make some damage happen. Big burst on a Dan. The more damage you do while Meta is active, the more self-healing you're going to get. Darkness down, blind to follow by Dan. But Dan may be going for a Searing Glare. Oh no, Rest in Hell is just going to back up out of there. You're just going to retreat. Dan does get himself a random proc of wings. For Rest in Hell, he needs to make sure that backflip counters the stun perfectly. He needs to make sure that it counters it. Charges back in. Hit another Blade Rush. Sigil of Fear. Maybe it gives you a breather. He needs to make sure he's okay. Next stun is going to be very deadly. Dan does get hit with a stun. I-beam out for Rest in Hell with a big glaive. Does he have the burst? If he has the big combo! The big combo! Once you see that Blade Dance as the second combo, you need to know it's going to have more slashes. It's going to hit really hard. So unless you're aware, unless you're seeing the full meta Blade Dance combo, it could just delete people. And Rest in Hell so far running amok. Leo will have to do everything he can in order to live this. Rest in Hell trying to make sure he can pressure Leo while meta is active. Rest in Hell is going to have a trinket. He can also go flying up in the air. May just have to do it here. There's going to be a lot of bursts. Rest in Hell trying to pick up whatever souls he can. Leo still got a lot of bursts available. Leo, Rest in Hell flying up in the air, actually able to avoid the riders at least a little. Some of the riders sending coils back at him. Those lances, those fat lances are hurting. Backflipping out of there for a second stun until Leo. Leo breaks out of it. I-beam, but unfortunately Leo does have just enough damage. That was so tough. That was rough. That was really, really rough. Man, I'm wondering if Rest in Hell, like, because when you're flying up in the air, those lances do a lot of damage. I'm wondering if like you pulled Leo away from a pillar and then flew up and then pelted him with lances. Maybe they would have had Leo back up and retreat behind the pillar for a longer period of time, giving Rest in Hell a little bit more, a few more seconds to get some cooldowns back, maybe another I-beam combo. But it's so rough, man. He did such a good job. He played really well. The glaive, what is it, Reaver's glaive into a combo, it's got to be like perfect combo in order to make damage happen. And it's just gotta burst him fast enough where it's like, okay, don't press the button, don't press the button. Ah, gotcha. It's so much output. Gotta be a Smushka. Cheap shot onto Leo. Just slicing and dicing past the guy. Just absolutely obliterating him with those eviscerates into a disarm. Not giving Leo even a chance to respond. Man. That's crazy how good rogues can shot down Death Knights, man. Just bring it back a couple expansions ago. I don't know if it is like that in classic MoP, but I remember in MoP and a little bit of WoD, like death knights were so good against rogues. It's because you are at absolute wall and you have multiple ways to break out of stuns, and then you got that self-healing, what's it called, runic thing, where your runic power would become health or heal you. But also you had like necrotic siphon, I think it was called. I remember that being really, really good. And for as like a rogue, locking down a DK was kind of rough, doable, but like right now I feel like once you a rogue with stuns into a disarm and the DK just can't do anything. It's crazy. And this is another one going. Especially let me know when you're good. Johnny, his team is ready. Beautiful. Last episode, DK PvP Mob Classic. Bro got absolutely outplayed by me and rest of Shaman and Yalta Ford. Yeah, wasn't MoP one of those, like the expansion where healers like could just top somebody in like a global? Like basically every healer had to land hands on standby. Wasn't that the expansion? Remember watching Digimon animated series as a kid, and I was like 18 plus years ago. Didn't know it's still kicking. They're still kicking. I mean, I'm assuming any kind of games or any kind of media on Digimon, it's probably all like very economical in terms of how they produce it. But yeah, I mean, Pokemon blew him out of the water so long ago. That being said, though, I feel like Pokemon, or whoever runs like the game department, has not been doing super well. Like the games last few have been getting criticized quite badly. So it's like, I think it opens up an opportunity, a door creaks open a little for Digimon. You know what I mean? Everybody's like, oh yeah, you. Because they did do some unique things themselves, but Game Freak cannot do a 3D game. Yeah, I think it might come down just to Game Freak, but I'm pretty sure like Nintendo, right? Whoever have some say in how Game Freak does things. But yeah, Game Freak, like it was pretty rough. It is pretty rough. It is definitely pretty rough. Yeah. And like they've had some bangers and then non-bangers. They're not the only one. Lady Pokemon is trash. That's what I heard from a lot of people. Like, it's probably serviceable, but in terms of like, if you expect to look really, I feel like it's also it probably doesn't help that they switch. It probably doesn't help that they tied like a DLC for like the end game to a $30 bundle on top of the game being like 70, if not 80. I think that might be the problem for some people. You know what I mean? Might be the problem. It's gonna be Lore. Wait, Lore, do you have a pet? Wait, Lore. It was a Wrathguard? Hold on a second. Oh, Mortical. Wait, Mortical actually puts you in CC? Wait. I was gonna say, is that gonna keep you in the air for so long? I think Lore might have made a little bit of a mistake. I think he might have been playing Destro or Affy, and he was like running with like one pet, and there goes the Felguard. There goes the homie. There goes the Axos. That's exactly what you need to try to go for a port. Does he take Gateway? Was he already gatewayed in? I don't even know if, I think Lore started off without a pet, ran a little bit too far behind, and then from there rest and just being able to keep on walking. Yeah, it's a little rough, man. I legit, all good. All good, man, all good. I know the pets can really bug out, like in Mythic Plus in particular. If you demonology and you start a key, your pet just disappears. Even though you have them out and pre-summon them and everything, it just disappears. It is the worst. I hate it. Because I'm like ready to go. I'm running, and I'm like, damn it, my pet. So then I have to burn a quick summon or whatever. Quick cast. God forbid I die first pull. If it's like an actual key, a real key. None of that ever happens in shuffle. Exactly. Like in some content, this never happens. In others, it does. It actually is so like inconsistent. Resino put some pressure into Radimus. Radimus seen himself dipping, saw the blade dance, and he decided backseating him back up out of there with a full-on bubble. Backing up. But really, instead of retreating, you're just pressing a defensive, I guess. But it's still the same thing, right? Waiting behind on globals after that. Exactly. Like once a pet is not there. Yeah. Again, it's inconsistent. Like for some content, you summon a pet and you keep a pet, right? You go join a random dungeon, you're good. Join a raid, you're good. Mythic Plus, key starts, you gotta summon a pet. Like, why? Maybe they do it just to make sure that the pets don't have some kind of like a hidden buff or whatever. Oh, big damage on the rest of hell, actually. That's actually probably why. Probably because Demonology Warlocks used to give the pets some weird expansion-specific buff, like a Toragaz buff that pet up, and then it kept the buff, so they may like force you just resummon it. Maybe. Silence! Oh, Radimus! That was so much burst out of left field while I'm yapping out here, dude. Yaposaurus Rex missing the entire game. Rex and Helga taking down Baradamus. Andy's walk in. I showed them. I mean, the same is perfect. I showed them Andy's nuts, you know what I mean? Trying to axe toss wasn't working. Exactly. I imagine that just throws you off super hard. Yeah, that is tough, man. That is tough. Curdy, though. Curdy versus Andes. For Curdy, he does have quite a few people to get through. Drudy, Nasbrushka, Andes. I feel like for him right now, if he does survive Andes, I actually think Drudy would be his best matchup. But if he takes down Andes handily, I think him versus Rogue. Take him out. Break with the Call of Duty, which is not going to be an easy matchup, but it's easier than double Rogue. Or maybe Andes just going to put some pressure, silence, streak it out for Curdy immediately, try to see if he can pick up a Void Shore. And silence on Andes does actually do a good job locking out a decent bit of Death Knight's core abilities, actually. So silence on a Death Knight actually is part of the play. Stun as the Rift comes through. A bit of a cheap death for Andes, picking up just a slight bit of health. IBF, and trying to see if he keeps himself alive. Blind onto Curdy. Trying to make sure he does not send out a kick randomly to get that precognition rolling onto the priest. And that's going to be a quick place to add it from right around the corner, right in between the planks of wood, the wall, holding up the, what is it called? Porch area, looking docks thing. I don't know. Overhang. I don't really know. I don't really know. Full Void Torn behind the pillar. Andes does get a grip, but a silence right after. Can still go for certain defenses. So silence he can. Oh. He does go for silence on Curdy instead. That is still so much pressure onto Andes, bro. That is still so much pressure. I think he might just die. Stun. It's over. Curdy does end up taking him out. I feel like for Curdy, he still did have to burn a lot of cooldowns. Sabato is going to be up next. No trinket available for Curdy. He's basically just going to have to try to see if he can do CC to deal with Sabato. I think he may need to pick up eyes. Gouge is going to be a tough one. Maybe. I was thinking maybe Sabato doesn't start with the opener on the stun. I think it's a fear insta into fade to make sure the stun does not go through. Second stun is in. You do get just prepare. Fear. Oh, nothing a priest could do in that situation, I don't think. Actually, just nothing. Because then, yeah, you don't have stun. You don't have a follow-up. The best you could maybe do is immediately send fear and then fade and then, I don't know, hope you live long enough. But it's just so much burst, so much pressure. Hello there, boys. What's up, Dad? What's up, Doctor? How you doing, my man? Hope you're having a good one. How you doing, my guy? Gouge on, or sap onto Dan to his head. I saw it in cap. I thought it was Gouge for a second. Look at the chat, like a back. Hey, Doctor. There it is. How you doing? Get a shot onto Dan. Evasion out for Sabato, just trying to see if he can bunker down a little bit here. It is going to give him a nice bit of DR. You won't be able to really dodge a lot of paladin damage, but that DR, 20%, is at least going to help dampen some of the damage. Sabato does end up picking up a reset, more or less. Except the Consecration is kind of not really letting you get an easy one. But he is still trying to see if he can get himself a proper go. Cheap shot onto Danduin. Is he going to go down here? He got bubble. He's got everything. There's going to be a stun into a lay-in hands immediately. For Sabato, he just needs to buy himself just a little bit more time. He doesn't know. He does have one more vanish, and he's having to use it here, unfortunately. But he's going to at least try to see if he can back up out of there. He's got blades. He's got dance. He's got a lot of stuff to work with. Just the next stun is probably going to be very, very deadly for him. But he could technically have a proper go himself as well. Problem is, if you have a go right now, Bob, yeah, you're just going to be a lot more immunities and raw damage out for Dan. And Sabato, the best you can do is try to see if you can run. Maybe catch yourself out of stealth or out of combat. Nah, it's over. I think he did the best he could because he literally buying himself time until Shadows back up, or if he can catch himself a reset, maybe get a sap out of Dan and then go for like a, you know, just a reverse or something. That's about all you can do in that situation. Drudy is going to be up next with Dan. I think just trying to see if he can wait it out. See if he can maybe get himself a bit of healing. Looks like the dot from the rogue is probably still on him. Drudy was giving him like a second to catch a breather, but is going to land a stun. Not the best position for Drudy. I think he got a one-stun Dan out in the open, but he's just having to see if he can find him out here. Big blast, big burst of damage. Bubble does come through. Damn, Drudy just got to live. He's going to use mobility. Power shifting. As long as you don't get stunned while outside of bear form, you will be okay. You will be okay. If you have any continuous damage here, any more pressure, Dan picking up the eye in case if Drudy goes in for a, I guess if he goes in for a prowl, he is going to be able to see him from a distance. Do you have anything though? I think for Drudy, actually, it might be better to wait. Wait for trees. Wait for Fear of a Loon. Maybe just throw an Incarn in there and just go for like a proper setup. That may be the play. He's got 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second until all of it is available. Incarnate is up. Does he go for the trees? I almost feel like you'd want to combine the trees, especially when the guy's out in the open. Trinkets out of it. There goes the Fury of Balloon. I think he's saving the trees for the next guy. Just got himself plenty of damage just to keep the pressure rolling in right then and there. With Leo being the last one left. I think he's probably going to give Judy a chance to get himself a proper reset. Now people giving, who think generally think US spend is a bad move blows my mind. Is there actually? I mean, at first I remember like in PvP, UA Spender wasn't great, right? Because that's like a lot of UAs you gotta use in order to even set up any burst. And if you get like Dispel before you can like as you get your first UA and then the healer goes to Dispel, then you gotta pop UA again, then you gotta Agony, then you gotta Corruption again, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. You know what I mean? Like you could get griefed as a Affliction Warlock. Silence on Druidi, nothing you could do. Bunkers down, Renew maybe? Rest of Renew, but I don't even know if that does anything. Try to see if you can get himself a power shift real quick. But that just wasn't enough, and this Beshka is gonna be the last one left. Yeah, that's crazy. Wildhead comments is riddled with people saying UA Spender is bad. It's better than Malefic Rapture. It feels much better. Like, it actually feels a lot better. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Then again, I guess depending who you ask, I know a lot of people that don't really don't take any of the Wildhead comments seriously ever. Like people regularly clown, and it's like if we just want to read someone hilarious, people just go to the Wildhead comment section to clown on them. It's actually crazy. Any better Rapture? Yeah, Rapture was. It was cool on paper, but it wasn't good. It was cool on paper. I just didn't realize it would make those dots so weak and make it all about Rapture damage. That was too much. Into an evasion for the Speshka. Does get hit with a blind. Leo trying to see if he can potentially recover a little bit of resources. He needs himself the dragon in 15 seconds. So gonna be evasion on the Speshka as long as he doesn't pre-cloak it. Vanish to fall for the rogue. Trying to see if he can escape. Cloak of Shadows to make sure he does not get set up. And that's gonna be Leo trying to see if he can just keep him in combat. Disarm to follow. Leo can still land a proper stun. Try to use mobility. Does he get set up on the rogue? Gouge for a second. The Speshka buying him some time. He does have a trinket. The Speshka will have a trinket for this. That is going to be a lot of burst. Leo prepping ahead of time with a death pack, knowing that the rogue is going to trinket and try to turn things around. But that overwhelming damage of the riders and the obliterates was more than enough. And Leo does take it. Well done, well done. Let's get us another one going here, yeah? Well, the team is good. And we'll just send it again. But yeah, UA, look, I feel like in PvE, the UA stuff and the dot changes, look, I feel like also another thing they did, like, if you look at a BFA, Affliction Warlock, I can see why somebody's like, that was a little rough. Legion was really good. The BFA one was a little rough. But I think it's because they made sure that UA does a lot of damage, your dots don't do as much, you gotta do a lot of maintenance buff stuff. So that's why it felt a little weaker. And right now, like, Midnight Affliction, it feels like once you put dots, they crank. But you gotta be more active at refreshing those dots. You can't extend those dots, you can't really do anything. You gotta refresh them. That's all your gameplay. You just gotta refresh dots. Rapture, I hate it forever. Only felt good in Undermine without tier said could bug out and give 2 UAs, so you'd be doing 60% more rupture damage. Yeah. Alright, cool. Both teams are ready. We'll send you guys into a 12v1. We haven't done 12v1 so far. We've done Flashbang, so that was a bright map. Wait, should I not be doing 12v1 on EU just because it's like so bright? Evening time for you guys. Hyped about pre-patch deals? Same. I'm very excited. I cannot wait. It's gonna be so good. So many class changes, man. It's gonna be a little weird not having like all our talents available immediately, like Apex talents and stuff, but I think it's still gonna be fine. I think it's gonna work. I think it's gonna be a-okay. EU, the main map that should be blacklisted. You don't like this one? Casters love this. Except it looks like we're missing one over for the team too. It looks like Johnny's missing. Hopefully he'll get in. But for the casters that we have, like Drudy and Curdy and Lower, this is one of the better maps. Honestly, too big. It is a big map, but I feel like it works for duels, surprisingly. I also never noticed, by the way, that the spear that these guys are holding, it's like a little misaligned. You see how it's like piece, piece, and it's like a little misaligned? It's a little off to the side. All of them have that. I never noticed that until now, actually. I feel like you can't unsee it anymore now. If you look at it, yeah, it's a little, you can just kind of see it. Anubis guy, he's holding his, but he's just like, it's a little misaligned. Even the big statues have that. Holy. Okay. I feel like it's going to be something that I'm just going to always like be reminded of every time I look at him now. It is going to be SNL versus Dan. Dan having to burn a trick and win really early here. So for SNL, this gives an opportunity to do a lockdown onto the Paladino. Dan with a Hodge. Try to see if he can just make sure to get some mobility and some free dot damage onto SNL. SNL knows he needs to find a way to break out of the slows, land mobility, big burst. Is going to go for that sigil, try to go for whatever healing he can get. He knows it's going to be the shield of vengeance. It's eventually going to pop. I don't know if Searing does hit him. It does connect. SNL's health is actually looking a little rough. He's going to try to see if he can pick up some healing and go for full meta. Big burst maybe, backflipping out of there in case Dan goes in for lockdown, flying up in the air. Does Dan have enough mobility to escape? Hand of freedom and horse to rush behind the pillar, but he took a number of fell lances, enough to burn a bubble. Was SNL in like at an angle where you could keep lancing him? Because I feel like maybe if you're high enough in the sky, I don't think you actually get blindsided by the wall, actually. I could be wrong on that, but I think he maybe was just continuing to lance him, but he burned a bubble really, really early there. For SNL, he needs a lot of recovery. Stun went through by Dan. That's an opportunity for SNL to maybe pick up some healing. He's going to definitely have to try to see if he can land a kill if possible. Dan is super, super low. Is that going to be enough? Demon Hunter just needs a couple more hits. One more global. It is going to be Dan fighting through this. Blessing of protection. Try to see if you can remove it. I don't think you can stop it. Maybe an immunity out of Rest in Hell. Sigil Spite. Dan unfortunately does get to juke out of it. It's going to be Darkness down together with Blur. Rest in Hell just try to see if he can buy himself whatever time he can to survive. Does not have an immune, so you just try to see if you can maybe immune a Hodge out of Dan to win. That's all he can do right now, is maybe try to see if he can steal some of the souls from Dan. Let him stay on the ground, use mobility to catch up and pick up a couple of fragments. That's about all he can do right now. He does have a trinket, so the next stun out of Dan could be huge. He's going to go for the stun into a sigil. Try to pick up whatever healing he can, whatever passive damage, and whatever soul fragments that he can potentially pick up to heal up. Because those are his only way to heal right now. It's just little fragments here and there. Trinket out for Dan really aggressively. It's going to be SNL backing up out of there. It's going to go flying up in the air. Dan, he's gonna have to take lances and go behind the pillar. Not much you can really do. Still getting lance. Okay, it looks like at least one lance I think was already mid-air. He does need another one. Rest in Hell's health is super, super low. Next stun, he can break out of it, but his health is just not looking good. He is gonna have to find a way to connect with Dan. Oh man, he set up a glaive, but Dan unfortunately had that dot damage rocking together with those judgments and range. There's just not much you can do as a demon hunter. You will just rot to a Herald Paladin. It is so tough. It is very, very tough. It is definitely rough. Man. Because he was in a situation where, like, even if he... like, because he had a trinket, but, like, there's nothing to trinket. Like, the Paladin doesn't even need to go for Hodge. He just needs to go for whatever that range damage he's got and just finish it. Dan trying to see if he can possibly find an angle versus Call of Duty. That is a full incarnation that he's ducking away from, which is unfortunate. So we're fortunate for Druidi. I like a Mog, by the way. I always like that helm from Moldovar. It was always a very, very unique piece of gear, just in terms of the looks. Definitely a unique one for rogues. Like really, really neat. This is going to be some dots out of Druidi with a trees as well as a Fury of a Loon. He really needs incarnation. Like if he's going to see Dan out in the open, I think incarn and burst. Actually, I feel like if he didn't have incarn, that might have been the play. That might have been enough to burst him down, because he might have had resources for it. Try to see if he can get himself a stun. Shield of Edits out for Dan. He needs to find a way to peel Dan away from the pillar. And Dan is not going behind the pillar. Oh, no, now he is. Now he is. Now he is. I was thinking Druidi was going to try to keep him out in the open and then finish it off. I don't think a Dryad can do it, though, unfortunately. Unless Dan just dies to, like, Sunfire, Moonfire, Mushroom procs, and Starfall procs. Or Shooting Star procs. Which I don't think they do enough damage. Oh, trying to go for a Rake Stun, was not able to root out for Druidi. Dan does he have a Hand of Freedom? He does. Or he breaks out of that. Not with the Hand of Freedom. Blind, unfortunately for Dan, does not connect. He does give him a chance to go behind the pillar. Searing Glare also does not connect. Drudy trying to knock him out in the open. This is where Dan is out in the middle of the arena. I am surprised Drudy did not go in for a full Incarnation Trees there. I am very surprised, because Dan would have been in a rough spot. There he is, away from pillar. It is going to be a bubble. Dan waited out to make sure the bubble is back up and available. Drudy needs just a little more pressure. And Dan away from any pillars to end this duel right here. He could end it, but he's health. He's just worried. Wait, he's actually melting. Actually melting. Roar. Got himself a renew. I think it's just over, right? I'm actually surprised. I thought Drudy was actually ahead, but then Dan just went for a full Wake of Ashes, locking him down Drudy. Bunch of damage into a full Dawnlight, and then Drudy is just rotting behind the pillar, and now he's the one having to play defense until the hammers fly through. Oh my god. Looks like the hammer literally hit him from behind the wall, but it was technically midair before he rounded the corner, unfortunately. And Dan, I don't know if he's got anything left here. No enhance, anything at all? I think it's lights. Stun. Salvador does go for the trinket to make sure you can just go for a quick execute. Or eviscerate, whatever. Might as well be an execute. It's gonna be maybe Leo, maybe Curdy, maybe Lauren, maybe Radimus. What have you guys gotta go? As they're just all like, you know what? It's a rogue. Which one of us wants to duel a rogue? I mean, Radimus I think would be the best class for it. They have like a setup pre-order ahead of time, like a slash roll to find out who's going to be going first, who's going to go last. It's not like they really have too much of a choice, but it's more like which of us is going to be the next best for a rogue. Big breath out from Leo. Cloak to stop the damage by Sabadell is going to go for advantage to try to see if he can duck away from the Death Knight. And I think might actually have been able to cloak Vanish perfectly so he doesn't have any dots. So Leo, a lot of his burst has been sent, but he's now just got to find the rogue. If he's going to be able to. Like potentially, maybe he'll be able to find him. For Sabadell, he's in a great spot right now. He's just chilling behind the pillar. He's just A-okay. He'll just need to wait them out until full burst is available for the rogue, which actually that's coming up very, very soon. Leo does not have ABF. He does have a human racial, but there still could be an opportunity for Sabadell to lock him down, maybe waiting until a disarm is available. Most likely, that's what's going on. To try to see if he can go for a kidney shot, lock him down some more. Can't overstep and cheap shot. That's exactly what he's going to do. While Dance is currently active, this is an opportunity to possibly make some damage happen. Unfortunately, no evasion. Disarm may need to come out immediately. Leo does see the cheap shot, but then goes in for immediate obliterate. Unless Sabadell disarmed him right then and there, I think there's just nothing. Yeah, nothing you can do against Leo's burst. Actually, nothing, since he already had a big obliterate ready to go. Especially if he ends up banking it up so it like has a double oblit. And it's not two glacial advances, two big like frosty spikes from the ground. So I think he had like the most amount of damage with the most amount of crit value, which is a lot. Leo does gotta walk versus Andes, but not a lot, man. Not a lot. The both have AMS, so Leo's able to dodge away from the stun by the Frostworm. Can also go for Frostworm himself as well, together with Pillar. So I think that might be his play. Andy's is definitely going to go for IBF. Silence, full stun. There goes the IBF. But Andy's took a huge bit of damage during the opener. Silence on Leo. He does have an IBF as well as Death Pact in case he needs to. May just have to use it to try to see if he can stay super aggressive here. Andy's health is super low. Does not go for the Death Pact. I think he realized he might have been able to press Death Pact, but I think he probably felt like, you know what, that's still a lot of damage. I'm basically dead. I won't be able to heal. So blind onto the Spershka. Oh, I had to sneeze, boys. Oh, that one was building up in me for a while. Oh, is Leo just gonna sweep this, by the way? It's not about the rogue, it's Leo's turn, but it was AFK. Yeah. But like, it just makes me like, when it is people just kind of waiting until the next person, it does make me wonder like, who's next? And it's like, Curdy, bad matchup. Lore, not a great matchup. Leo, usually not a great matchup against rogues. Radimus would be the better matchup. So I'm kind of thinking it from that perspective. But it looks like Leo might go down, especially with a cloak does not give Leo any chance to catch a breath. But Boschke's going to have to be very, very careful versus Lore. That is a Demonology Warlock. And while Demonology, I guess Warlocks, I feel like they used to have a pretty good, like, guaranteed win against rogues, especially as Destro together with the Succubus, together with the Portals, Immortal Coil, you get the Port, you know, you're doing a bunch of damage or You either blast in the rogue with Chaos Bolts while he is mortal coiled, succubus CC'd, or feared, or you're behind the pillar while the rogue is melting to a mortal, to an immolation or something. Or no, the rifts too. But I don't know how it's gonna feel in midnight, man, because you can't really control any of that. There's so much RNG with that spec. Between the Apex talent and between those, between the rifts. It's just so odd. Like the design. It's weird. Lord is waiting. Now, I guess Dosbershka could just wait and sell the entire time. Or wait until Lord goes picking up the eyes. Actually, if he's gonna go for the FR eyes. Hold this up. Try to zoom out. I see that those eyes are here. What are the other ones? Hold on. Don't burst it yet. No, they're not up. So it's only one. I only got one. But seeing the rogue with those eyes open does go for the axe toss for the rogue. He's actually kind of free to just continue the pressure. Does not go for the kick just yet until Lore is going to continue with the cheap shots as Lore just tries to see if he can set up some pets. Wall is out. This gives an opportunity to at least get all the pets with the tyrant. Mortal Coil to follow. I don't know if you got another stun right after. It's going to be stepped by the rogue. Blind to follow. Vanish right after. And the rogue does get to survive. At least for the time being. No dodge out for Lore unless a Doom proc randomly hits Rogue. Axe toss to follow does go for the trinket. Lore, I don't really know unless you got a port. There's only not really much you can do. That Aura Feed is going to be able to help a little bit. Oh, Lord, port is available. Vanish out for those Dosbershka. You don't know where the Rogue is at. You're kind of just guessing if the Rogue is just going to be able to tickle you down little by little. With Radimus going to be up next. Yeah. Lore, were you not running a Grimoire for a second Fell Guard? Or did you use that and then the rogue just like lived it? Because I was thinking like you axe toss him and I was like, is it going to be second axe toss? Because I'm so used to how Rick plays it. Where he just does like CC after CC after CC. I don't run it. Do Demonology Warlocks not... is it like a must-have talent? I know that is generally pretty good because that pet is kind of great, but I don't know if Demonology Warlocks normally, if they run it or if they run something else instead. But I like how they're doing like even more pets for Demonology Midnight. That's the thing is going to be really good. Having like a kick pet, axe toss. You can get the spell for an imp. That's going to be pretty sick. You know what I mean? From lots of Medulas. I just like rogues. Yeah, it's 90% rogues and reds. It is a lot of rogues. I'm not going to lie. It is a lot of rogues. But then again, when I am playing Rogue main and I made a lot of Rogue videos, I imagine I would corral together a bit of a Rogue community at some point, right? Quite a number of Rogues, quite a number of Rogue mains. So that's what I'm really interested in. I like other classes too, don't get me wrong, but I play a lot of Rogue, man. I play what I like. You know what I mean? Become boring at some point. Honestly, it would be nice to have some variety. Yeah. I imagine in Midnight it's going to be a lot of variety just because all the classes are going to feel different. Although I'm sure there's going to be some classes that are going to be like giga strong either way. Every expansion has that, right? Stun out for Adamus, no way out for the Dosbershka. And I think, yeah, Searing Glare is just going to be able to follow up. Unless you cloak and just have a go. No, the Dosbershka is going to try to see if he can save that cloak. Blind instead. The Dosbershka may just have to burn cooldowns though. Vanish and cloak. He just has to make a play, I think. He's just not in a great spot. What the? Radovic just bubbled just to make sure the Dosbershka has zero way around him. Just ran him down. I don't see bubbling like that. Zdorov? Zdorova, Katastrov. Zdorova. Let's get us another one going. Dosbershka and Leo. Let me know when you guys are. Yeah, we're gonna have to get you guys a plus extra. Got it. Alrighty, yo boys, if y'all want to join in, we got spots. We got spots for Molten Core. Well, welcome to join us. Next, the commands. I want to go to the rogue. Okay, we could do that. Johnny, if you want to mix up some bodies, we could. Or it's up to you, man. It's up to you. But Stellar, he is. It wants to go mix commands. I want to go rogue. Wait, he wants to switch rogue? We have a lot of rogues then. I mean, that's fine. Okay, yeah, and is switching over to a rogue. Let me see if I can list it. See if it lets me. Is avoidance? There we go. A mage. Shuffling? Cool. If anybody wants to join or from team Johnny, you're more than welcome to. GG's. Techie? Let's get Techie. And I'll pick out Dan. That's perfect. Alright, Johnny. Johnny's team is also going to open up as well. If you guys want to join that team, more than welcome to. Johnny, the other team is pretty much set. So if you want to like give it a minute, pick up all the new bodies, and then after a minute, pick up everybody else that was in the group, that could also work too, man. It's up to you though. I mean, it's not fine, but the lack of options, I guess. Everyone hates rogues. Rogues, that is part of the rogue class fantasy. Everybody's just gonna hate you, man. And I've accepted it. Like, I play rogue, and there's some people that absolutely despise rogues no matter what. Like, it doesn't matter if the person is nice or is chill or whatever. Like, it's just, I just take it as part of my class fantasy. Everybody hates you, and I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? Everybody's got a role in this big universe that is Azeroth. And rogues, they get hated on, but then we also get away with some shit. We get away with some things that other classes would never. Like sometimes I can see a rogue running around 2% health and is still somehow alive. Like out of all the classes, rogues do it more than anybody else. It is crazy. You have no entertainment value. It's a different while you're playing it. What, rogues don't have entertainment value? I mean, I'm entertained playing a rogue, but if you mean like watching a rogue play, I guess it depends. I really like some of the things the rogues can do, though. It is pretty sick. Okay, we got Radimus. I'm cool with that. So we got Dan and Radimus. Works for me. We got a spot over with Leo if you guys want to join him. More than welcome to. It's a pure spectator. Oh, it's a pure spectator. I think there's some shit rogues have done in the past that's been pretty sick, like the lockdowns they can do, the giga burst you can do, assassination. I love when rogues do the shadow step, like when somebody's about to jump off like a bridge and you just switch them, you juke them with step. It is so cool. It is my favorite, absolutely my favorite. I like shit like that. Don't get me wrong, I like watching Skilled Rogue, but that one is behind me 100%. Behind me 100 me. Yeah. Part of it is just rogues being like historically hated because you just be out in the open world, mind your business, questing, you pull the mob or two, and then a rogue comes in, cheap shots you, and then you're dead. Cheap shot, ambush. Cold blood, eviscerate. And you're just done. Ain't much you can do about it. Straight up diabolical. What did it to people? Okay, cool. I think we're ready. We're gonna send you guys into a bounty whiz. I don't do a lot outside of those either, to be honest. I'm fighting against people that duel a lot, plus classes that are my direct counter is just not that fun. Fair. That's fair. Yeah, I feel like whenever I'm out in the open world and I have war mode on, I usually have just people attacking me just because, oh, it's a rogue and he's out of stealth, grab him. So a lot of the times they can just be chilling, vibing, and then it just turns to 1v1. So almost like, I always have my head on a swivel, and you just are forced to 1v1 a lot. So you're like, all right, well, let me do this. All right, well, let me do that. All right, well, let me go down. All right, well, let me vanish, catch a reset. Or if it's like a fight I can't win, blind, double grapple, mount up, fly off. If they're still chasing me, I'm like, okay, what cooldowns do I have? I just take him out or put him on the ledge somewhere so they might fall off. You know what I mean? Like, change up the scenery a bit. I feel like as a rogue, you just get so used to doing that. It's just like, you're almost never gonna have just like a peaceful time out in the open world. It's always, there's dangers around every corner. Sometimes you're the danger, sometimes danger just strikes you when you're not expecting it. Good push. Whole team one is about to go flying, man. About to go flying. Techie over here, over on the team. We got Radimus as well as Dan. We got Sabarel and the Smushka going to be first up versus Rick. The man is back. Yo, I like this dragon helm mog looking thing. I think it looks sick. His set is all over the place. Focus shot is immediately for the Smushka. Rick with the Dark Pact is just going to go for a bit of a port. Summoning up even more pets. Trying to make sure he's got every single Char Fiend, Shadow Fiend, Core Fiend, all those fiends out in the open, man. Charhound, Gloom Fiend, Gloomhound, whatever they are. Stout into the Spushka. I don't know if he realized he had him stunned, but that's a nice setup with advantage, with a fear to follow. So now the Rogue is just waiting. An Overlord joins in for Rick. Wait, second? Wait, you got 2 Overlords? Wait, what was that? 2 Overlords? Wait, how do you do that? I'm sorry, what? Just a 1 Overlord and then another Overlord just spawns in. Huh? How do you double up on those? That's some cheesy, what is that? Forward immediately as the Spushka cannot catch up to Rick. It is going to be a full Tyrant. The pets are extended in duration. Step versus Rick. Does he have the Axe Toss to lock down the Rogue? The pets are actually in a great spot, really can do a lot of damage. Those imps, however, are being absolutely useless. No, that Chaos Mother joins in. Barreling down the green beam of death. Into 1 Rogue into the next though. Sabadell gonna be up next. Rick with the secret sauce? Yeah. Rick is in a situation where he knows he needs to cast. He's gonna get a juke. Fear onto Sabo, but oh, your hell! He dipped so low. Shadow Fury? I think you have to fear, right? You have to fear. Oh no, Sabadell just goes in. I don't even know if it was Vanish. He just went in for, might have been a Vanish actually. Vanish and Eviscerate. Taking him out. That was brutal. I don't know what Rick could have done in that situation, to be honest though. Maybe fear, slow, run away, Axe Toss, more pets, drain life. I don't really know. I think the Vanish Sabadell was the play though. Vanish just to make sure that cast does not go through it and then just eviscerate because you already got him in the palm of your hands. It's good. He's in a great spot. But right now it's going to be down to Leo trying to see if he can find the Rogue. Everybody better stay away. Everybody better be chilling on your own, you know what I mean? Sap out for the Rogue before Leo can get himself a proper setup. IBF instantly for Anya stuns the Rogue. So Sabadell not going to be able to really stop a lot of damage. Just pretty does go, which is huge. Still, Brett is going to be pounding at Saba's health bar over and over. Just nothing you can do with those pulses of frost. Does end up taking him out. That is rough. Is it Dan next? I like that mount animation. It is Dan next. It's just charging out at Leo. Instantly charging at the guy. Not gonna let him catch a breather here, unfortunately. For Leo, he does have a human racial, but that stun, unfortunately, is very, very short. Dan doing, if he waited a little bit longer, that would have been a proper full Hodge. For Leo, though, he does have Dark Sim. Hold on, he does have Dark Sim, so maybe he can make something work versus Dan. He knows it's not gonna be a Hodge for Dan for a while. If Leo can pick up some big burst, that could be an opportunity to maybe Dark Sim and see if he can spell steal a Spell Warden or a Lay on Hands or something along those lines, right? That could possibly be pretty good. That if you're tracking silence, might be able to make something work here actually. Dan, does he put the pressure? You do end up spell stealing something. I'm not exactly sure what. You did Dark Sim something, but that is a Lay on Hands out for Dan. Leo, unfortunately, will not have cooldowns for a while. Is going to go for a human racial blind onto Dan to reverse it. Dan does shrink it out of the blind just to make sure he gets any kind of pressure. Leo with an AMS to try to see if he can counter the damage. And Dan does go for a bubble. Leo, I think, did spell steal something. I'm not sure what he stole. He does steal a bubble. He does steal a bubble. He does steal a bubble, but unfortunately, he just doesn't have damage to follow up. He does have that full-on immune. But Dan has mobility, just avoiding those death and decays with a hand of freedom, ignoring that slow effect completely. But Dan, oh, Leo does spell steal a Hodge. Dan, you better be careful. That is a Hodge is going to meet you. And Leo is going to go for a bit of the AMS. We'll need some health. We'll need some burst here. Silence to follow. Dan is just done. Oh my god, with Leo going in for a death pack. Insta Techie as Ellie Shaman is up next. Does he have enough here to take down Leo? Because Leo is going to be a little bit behind with not a lot of cooldowns to really work with. For Techie, what can you spell steal from him? Can you spell steal knock? You might be able to. Spell steal something. I'm not really sure what. IBF out immediately just to give himself whatever healing he can. Drink it out for Techie. Just needs one more cast. Try to go for a kick. Does not get the juke. Healing Surge is out for Techie. And he's able to catch up a lot of health just now. A lot of health. If he goes in for more lava birds, like Leo might just be done for the count. I don't really know what Leo can spell steal from him here. Maybe just a heal. Maybe like a thunderstomp. Maybe like, I don't really know. I don't think you can spell steal totems, can you? Lasso would have been great actually. Lasso would have been awesome spell skill. But it's going to be Leo trying to see if he can get us all into Techie. Techie does get gripped in. Leo, silence to follow with a spell skill on Techie. He doesn't know. He's thinking he's going to use some kind of a defensive here. I don't really know what he used. Maybe an Earth Shock? Yeah, I don't really know what Leo can spell steal. Lava Bird's flying in for Techie, just barreling him out. As soon as he's Leo behind the pillar, you're just going to go for a lot of healing. Leo, all he can do is just sit back there. Maybe wait until some kind of a cooldown is back up and available. Maybe he can go for death strikes off of some of those totems at the bare minimum. Maybe AMS is back up. He just needs another go. He does have Frost's Fury very, very soon. Pillar of Frost, unfortunately, not coming back anytime soon, though. Blind on Techie. He's trying to get whatever healing he can off of him. AMS before Techie goes in for full burst. Bursts into the AMS super incredibly quickly. Does go for the full stun. Leo trying to see if he can end this duel here. That lasso almost taking him out, but the lava bursts do finish him off, and Techie does survive with Stellari. Stellari? Stellari. I want to call it Stellari. It's Stellari. Stellari E? Something along those lines. But I'll go with Stellari. It's just easier. Burrow down for Techie. Versus Rogue, you technically can do a bit of kiting versus Rogue as an LA Shaman. Oh, never mind. Oh, man's had a heart attack. The bleeds of an assassination Rogue are brutal, man. Garrote, Rupture, pop a shiv in there. As soon as you're low enough, you just die. You just instantly die. Stellari able to go for a proper opener. Death Mark onto Radimus. I was thinking he was going to trick it, maybe try to see if he can interrupt him. Do you have a Kingsbane? Or do you use Kingsbane on the Shaman? I think he used Kingsbane on the Shaman, actually. Banish out for Stellari. Just trying to see if he can back himself out of there. Radimus with a wall. And did use a trinket. I don't know if he didn't bob, did he? No, he did not. I don't know if he lay in hands either. For Stellari, I think he's just going to have to wait until Kingsbane is back up and available. I think that's all he could really do in that situation. But I think you do have to send it. Sap it to Radimus. You just have to wait this out a little. Stellari with yet another sap around the corner. Yeah, I think it would just have to go road and go for a Kingsbane. If he wants to make any kind of pressure. Kingsbane is huge. Bubble out. Do you have an out? You have a vanish, but without a Cloak of Shadows, you're not going to have an easy vanish. Unfortunately, it does go for evasion. Almost dodging the Steel Glaive. I can't really stop it. Try to see if you can just use evasion. Just stay on top of Radimus. I mean, you can put some bleeds on him. Just someone's going to help a little bit. Envenoms are doing a decent bit of roll damage. If you're able to at least pick up and ramp up a little bit of pressure. Radimus, I think, DC'd potentially. Is going to try to see if he can get himself. Oh, looks like he's back. Stellari trying to see if he can back up out of there. But Radimus, I think, is still DC'ing back to back. Is going to go for that lay on hand. Stellari with a vanish will need an out. He's going to get hit with the Hodge. I think it's just over. I think it's just over. Yeah, Stellari without an out, without another vanish, without a Cloak of Shadows, a reset. It's just going to be tough, man. It's just going to be rough. Is it Saya next? Yo, Saya's back, baby. Saya looking evil, too. Look at this, man. Look at this guy looking so evil. Prime evil. I'm actually surprised Saya did not go for like a full Legion remix, like yoink the Death Knight set and like take the Fell version of the Death Knight set, because you could totally like yoink a full set of DKs now. Oh, is Radimus just absolutely crashing? It might be. It might be. Wait, are you just resing the boys? I guess you are. Huh. Radimus does go for a big immunity, but Saya also popped an immunity, but I think Radimus realized that, yeah, I'm DCing. I think he does. Yeah, no, he's just DCing. He's just absolutely not having a good time right now. Not having a good one whatsoever. One against the Rogue, but maybe, hopefully, the connection gods let Radimus play it out a little bit. Nah, he's just sliding a little place. There's not much you can do. Unfortunate ending, but we did at least see an LA Shaman play, so that was pretty awesome. And Leo did pop 2. Well done, well done. Well done, well done. Let's get us another one going, boys, yeah? Another one for the night. Uno más. Uno más. Let's Moshka, let me know when your team is ready. We'll send you guys another one. Dude, what is the weather outside? Ay, 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 ay. Thank you, phone, for updating me on the weather. Dense fog, expected Saturday morning. That's cool. 73, bro. It's summer. It's pretty much summer outside. What the hell? I hate that. It's still winter, man. Hey, weather, please go back. You were pretty freezing cold just the other day. Good deal between the Shaman. Yeah, I think both of them play pretty well. Okay, both teams are. Oh no. Okay, we give him a sec. Yeah, we give Radimus a second. Letting both teams know what we're doing. Or mostly rather letting Leo know that we were going to wait for Radimus to fix the DC stuff. And then we'll be good to go. What's up, Dan? Yeah. Give him a second. I am made aware. What the hell do these cost? Yeah, dude, I posted about like the cost for decor going up, and I told everybody I know like, yo, get them decor now. Bronze is cheap comparison. But like, looking at some of these decor items, the cheapest is 50 Argonite and 3,000 order resources for vertical Felsteel chain. Or if you want like Altar of Corruptor Flames, that's 50 Veiled Argonite and 18,000 order resources. If you want the Vertical Lord's Throne, that's 50 Argonite and 12,000 order resources. And if you just want like a Tome or Legion Torture Rack, it's 6,050 Argonite. I wonder why they decided 50 Argonite for all of them. I guess to make sure that Argus currency kind of has value. But who knows, man. Wait, somebody made the Deku tree in like WoW housing, and then like literally a temple of time from Legend of Zelda as part of their home. That's hilarious, man. That's hilarious. That's crazy. Oh my god. That's funny. Man. Literally made a Deku tree. That's absolutely hysterical. Bro, I love how some people are so creative with that. Ready. Beautiful. We'll send you guys into a Lordaeron, I think. Like the 5v5s of all, no healer would be interesting. Like just not 5v5 1v1s, but like a proper 5v5 no healer. That'd be kind of fun someday. Unfortunately, a lot of those back in like meta, or back in like MOP at least, when I remember those being played, like original, not classic re-release. There was a lot of healers. And some comps were like 4 healer, 1 giga DPS, and usually Arms Warrior, because it could set up for like a big heroic strike with Tasteful Blood, and then basically get a one shot on somebody. So you basically just like play to live and play to CC with healers, and you would just land like a big one-shot heroic strike on things and pick people off one by one. Essentially, that's all you did. I do like it when there was like 5 Boomkin comp or like a 5 LA Shaman comp that just nuked people. That was hilarious, but a lot of the meta-wise was healer related. Very heavy. Good push. Got ourselves Dan all for that team. Wait, so who's running a Raptor? Who's a little Raptor? Who's a little rascal? Who's Saya? I feel like Saya being a Raptor with him being a Zandalari, that's so fitting. Dude, that achievement takes so long to get, bro. I remember doing that. That was so much you gotta do. So much. I feel like the War Within one wasn't even that bad. But the BFA one, I think Shadowlands doing one that's tougher than that. But man, there's so much you gotta do. Sabato is just popping defenses and offenses. Man got evasion, man got a pre-cloak, man's got pre-everything. Bro, we got a pre-nope ready just in case he accidentally mirrors Saya, dude. He's ready ahead of time. He's pre-everything, dude. And he's already having... Oh, he's melting down. Hopefully he has also a will written just in case. You know what I mean? Just ahead of time, man. Just ahead of time. Oh, man. That was a lot, dude. That was a lot of commit. Offensives and defenses. Just sent the sap out on the side. That's what I'm so blessed at saying, but unfortunately that does not care about sap whatsoever. Preed up. Bro, he's pre... He got pre-everything, dude. He goes to a party, he's already pre-drunk, he's already got the drinks in. You know what I mean? He's ready ahead of time. Ready for the worst of it. He does go for advantage though. And he's still alive, but the dawn light is going to be melting him down. Unfortunately, it's going to be keeping him out of the shadows. Messiah just not really looking to run in and drop Sabato just yet. He's waiting for cooldowns, man. He's just fine letting him keep getting dotted. But if he's got a Hodge, this could be the end, because he just goes in for a quick Blades of Justice, building some Holy Power just to get a down on Rogue. He knows it's going to be at some point like a Rogue try to catch a reset there. And that sap might be it. That sap might be what does it. Saya does pre-wall those damage. He also is trying to play very, very careful here, because I think he knows he could probably win against a Rogue. Should have been his wall together with a full-on Searing Glare afterwards. Just gonna punish the Rogue with dots. No out for the Rogue, so he's just gonna be able to bully him until the grave. So the Radimus is gonna be up next. Hopefully no lag this time around. Hopefully he's all good to go. Giving Saya at least a second here to catch a quick regenerating. So at least he's walking in kind of healthy into this duel. Saya, I'm pretty sure he still has Lay on Hands. Spell Warden, because he didn't use Bob, as well as a bubble. So he has every immunity. He just doesn't have a trinket anymore. So he's going to be maybe behind on that. But like defensively, he can still play. It's going to be a bit of a chess match, because Radimus got CC breaks and immunity. So it's a question, does Saya burn his early? Blind onto Radimus. Radimus reversing with a blind as well. Bubble out for Saya. Try to see if he can just take it out right then and there. I'm surprised he didn't go for Spell Warden versus Radimus. He bubbled instead. Maybe just want to make sure that there's nothing Radimus could do to stop the damage. Maybe a bubble so you can get a bit of a heal with whatever dots he was able to purge with it. Stunned by Radimus is just not much you can do. Saya just gonna have to take the brunt of the damage. Does go for a wall here. Blind to follow. I don't know if you... I guess you do have a Searing Glare, don't you? I was gonna say, I don't know if he has one, but he does. Shield of Vengeance out for Radimus, and I think Radimus is a little ahead. Though Saya now has a trinket. He can start to make something work here. He does have full immunities. Stunned for Radimus, and Radimus will not have an easy out. Saya can now lock down Radimus. Bubble does come through. And Saya is trying to see if he can back up out of here. Yeah, he just tried to see if he can retreat here a little bit. Spell Warden ahead of time in case Radimus was going to do anything. Does Saya have the damage? He doesn't really have Burst. He doesn't have Wings. He doesn't have Wake of Ashes. So it's going to be up to Radimus to try to see if it has any of those things. It is going to be a bit of that spells, Blessing a Saint for Saya. So whatever CC he gets hit by, he's going to be able to reduce it. Using a lot of that mana to catch up a ton of healing. But now you're just absolutely drained of resources. Stun for Radimus. Again, no out for the Paladino for 15 seconds. So Saya can just punish Radimus here quite a decent bit. Will not have an immunity out. Does have a trinket. Is going to burn it. Lay on Hands for Radimus. I think Saya might still have a Lay on Hands of his own, right? Try to go for a kick to Radimus. Does not connect. Question is, do you have Lay on Hands? Because you're going to need to use it soon before a Hodge comes through. Or before a random big hit. Wait, I don't think he does. 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 Yeah, for some reason I thought he might have it, but yeah. Not much you can do. Rick is going to be up next. Giving Radimus a chance here to get an honor duel. Wasn't going to charge him, but Radimus is just taking the momentum from one to the next. So Radimus is walking in without any immunities available here. He doesn't have Spell Warden, he doesn't have Bubble, and it's just going to be a bunch of demons and Shadow Bolts out from Rick. Yeah, Rick is just fine just sitting in the back of Shadow Bolt thing because he's like, you know what? There's just not much you can do, man. At least it does give Techie, Nespeshka, and Danduin a chance to go without the game going super high into dampening. So it is a sacrifice for Radimus, but he's taking out Saya, and if that's what he was trying to do, he's like, you know what? I came in here to take out Saya, and I did my job. I did the thing. I'm good. It's going to be a stun. On to Rick. Does go for the AoE here. On to Techie. Is going to go for a big old gateway. Tech has still got plenty of burst, but he just does not have the line of sight or the distance or any way to close that gap versus Rick. So he was able to put some pressure onto the Warlock. Warlock though with an axe toss into a chaos mode just barely from behind the pillar. That is just wild to me. Actually wild. Is going to go for a burrow. Knock up onto Rick, but him being Drakthir can use that knock up just to glide forward a little bit to make sure he always has that good position and line of sight. Is going to be an AoE fear onto Techie off of the lasso. Is going to be more pets joining in for Rick with yet another fear. You got to make sure those pets are actually attacking Techie because that Doom Guard is going to get big value into a Pet Lord. That's just all those pets trying to see if he can get a random proc all of a sudden, but a quick reflect out for Rick secures him the win. Those pets, man, he's got a good proc on the Doom Guard. He's got a Pet Lord. He's got procs on everything, man. Summoning the pets at a perfect timing. Nespeshka landing a full kidney shot onto Rick. Does go for a port. Back into the cubby. Summons in even more pets. Nespeshka, there's not much you can really do right now, I don't think. He's just having to wait it out into a big old gateway out for Rick. Trying to see if he can back up out of the dark pack that's available. Quick shots for Nespeshka with advantage. So actually, Rick is going to go for the Tyrant. So Nespeshka, like, do you go out? Those pets are going to attack you. Those pets got a little bit more duration to them. They're going to be a little bit more healthier, a little bit more lively. He is able to get a lot of damage onto Rick though. Rick is having to burn a Warlock House in here with an access into the Speshka, seeing that trinket out of him. I don't know if Rick got any more mobility, having to burn a wall here just as he can bunker down and get whatever damage he can onto the Speshka. But he's gonna back up out with the pets also catching a bit of a reset too. Is that enough for the Rogue to catch a re-stealth? Almost. He's still dotted. Something is still rotting him. Cheap shot again onto the Rick. Unfortunately, Rick does not have an easy out here unless he goes for a port. He's still just eating Eviscerate after Eviscerate while he's locked down. Quick AoE fear onto the Speshka. They're waiting for the Rogue to break it. And you can see Rick actually a bit of desperation. He's having to go for a drain. Axe toss into yet another fear. Getting more pets on the Speshka. Most likely he's going to go for a port, right? Port as a Rogue goes in for a step. Does Rick have another gateway? I think he's just letting the pets take down take down the Speshka and let that Pit Lord spawn in too. Dan is the last one left. Rick unfortunately did have to use a lot of cooldowns to survive. Dan is going to rush out at Rick, who's having to go for a slow immediately. Has one more Warlock Hellstone ready. And is going to at least be able to get himself doggos as well as a bit of pressure with a reflect in case there's a hodge. But Dan does get a hodge on the Dan with a gateway to get himself out of there. Dan still got a horse. He still got some movement. Rick is just going to be able to lock him down some more. Might be an immunity out of Dan. It's just spell warded, but those pets still do physical damage, so that might still be a bubble. Not enough physical damage, unfortunately. The majority of the damage is imps, as well as the Charhound doing fire AoE. So for Rick, yeah, was not able to really get a bubble out of him. But that Doom Guard is doing work. There goes the bubble. Rick with the Dark Pack does give himself a port, trying to see if he can get himself out of there as fast as possible. Just going for a quick create Hellstone. I don't know if he'll be able to use it here. Fear onto Dan immediately. Does have a Hellstone. We'll need to use it early, I think. He does have a Trinket. He's going to be able to get out of a stun pretty easily. Dan still has a lay on hand, so you still need to remember he has a full reset. Unless you can take down Dan from full health into none with burst, unless you got the pets. Stun. Tyrant is available. Fear to follow. Does not have enough. Is going to go for a drain life. Dan may still be able to use lay on hands. I don't know if Rick will have CC. He will have AoE fear. Wait, Dan. There it goes. There it goes. But he knows he needs to make a play. He knows he needs to make a play. Does Rick give it enough time in order to be able to get mobility? Fifth Lord with AoE, with a fear on top of it. It's actually in such a good spot. He also has AoE fear in case he needs to. The dot is on Rick. Maybe you poke around the corner with a reflect. Axe toss, I think you reflect last second, right? I think you have to reflect last second because you know he's going to go for a hodge. You know he's going to go for a hodge. He's trying to see if he can save it last moment. He's trying to maximize the distance so Dan does not see it ahead of time. May does have to use it. Reflect. Do you go for a hodge? He doesn't go for the hodge. He moved either way. Whether he was going to use it or not, hand will go down. Fear right after. Does connect with the fear. Overlord goes in for a strike, but I'm pretty sure that he whiffed it. Yet another fear, keeping Dan at a distance to make sure the hodge does not go through. Shatter Fury, I think he does take it. Inferno Bolt takes it. Oh, oh my. Oh yeah, I like the back piece. The demonic back piece. I think it's the fear, the first person wearing that, I think. Rick does pick up 4. Well done, well done. Man, that was not easy. That was not easy. But I think you played it correctly, like reflect and then gateway. Whether Dan is gonna hodge or not, like you don't want to be there. You don't want to be there when it happens. Well done, man. Well done. The Smershka and Johnny. Let me know when you guys are. And you know, more bodies. Okay with that. Fast and elite, and we'll get you guys a +1. Boys, if y'all want to join in, we got a spot. Oh, we're in Team the Smershka. If you want to pop in here, you're more than welcome to. How did we lose? Did we lose a shaman? I think we did lose a shaman. But yeah, if you guys want in, we got a spot. Join in while it's hot. While I save the clip. Johnny's ready, but we'll need to give you guys a second. We can get the other guy, the other team up and running. I actually had another idea, chat. I just had another video idea. Here we go. Alright, who else can I invite as well on top of it? Just so we're not wasting you boys' time. I really wish Sabo messaged me back. Hey, what's up, man? Let me go to the car real quick. Okay. Take my W? Yeah. Hey, go for it, man. Right, me here. Yeah, we'll wait for you, man. We'll wait for you. I'm trying to get a +1 anyway. Oh, Windblade would have been awesome invite too. Does Shadow join these? I don't remember. Stellari is in a group where he didn't get a chance to play, unfortunately, but he is in a group. Is Goeris on by chance? No, unfortunately, Goeris is not on. That is unfortunate. Oh, wait. Over there? In Aberus? Let me ask to see if he wants to join. Oh, wait. He said last time, I think, that he is just waiting until midnight. I'm just gonna let him do his thing. Let him farm mogs or whatever he's doing over there. Let him do his thing. So that means... did I miss a jerks? Oh, I did. Yeah. Who else can I invite then? Razor Stars. I don't think he joins these normally. I was gonna say, Hazard's in Blood Miss Isle. Dynamo? Wait, did Dynamo join them before? Dynamo, here we go. I'm alright at him. Otherwise, we are waiting, chat. Otherwise, we are waiting. Is it me or is this song kind of quiet? Maybe just builds. I don't remember. Chat, I hope you guys are all having a good one. By the way, I'm at this point, dude, I need to be doing my time walkings, by the way. Make sure you get your time walking done this week. It is Black Temple. It is a really, really easy raid. Like, if you're still trying to do like last minute catch up for a character, getting last bit of gear, do time walking, get that heroic piece, man. Hopefully get something good out of it. I'm gonna be doing all my DK, or yeah, DK, my Demon Hunter later, just because that's my least geared character. But I've got garbage so far from those boxes, man. It's been atrocious. Doing the full raid's been fun, because you'll get like a decent, I get like a decent piece, like replacing my veteran track pieces here and there. That's been really, really good for that. But man, I've gotten atrocious pieces so far. Like absolutely atrocious items. It's crazy bad. And I feel like I should be playing more live. Like we got Comp Stomp. We got catch up with the gear. We got... what else we have? Decor stuff. People are doing all the decor farming. But like, chat, I feel like I've been playing more retail because I've only been playing beta. Mostly because I hate the retail class design, dude. I hate the class design, bro. I hate it, chat. It has been the toughest month of trying to play retail, by the way. And the worst part is, I've actually, the least enjoyable thing about retail for me right now has been my rogue. My retail outlaw rogue. Because the beta rogue I like so much more. Like, I like it so much more. Like Midnight, I like it a lot. Yeah, the exchanges for rogues are so good. Too much two-handed sword, just finished all the mod farm of the game. Yeah, I saw it was like the big fell blade thing, whatever, right, from the remix. You got all the rewards. Because there's a lot of rewards on remix, man. I made sure to get my invasions or assaults done the other day so I could get my chains, and I'm gonna spend the rest of my bronze buying up all the decor so I can get multiple copies. Possible item remains waste of time. Oh, waste of time. Okay, well I don't have that. I don't have waste of time. I don't have the all the secret stuff like Jennifer. I don't have the nightmare. I've gotten some of those things, but I wasn't always like. And then there's what the goat ball or whatever. I don't have all those secret like finder stuff yet. I'll get them eventually. No, it's all for Mirmix with Wrathblade. No, for Mirmix Wrathblade. What's Wrathblade? The handed sword. Don't they have one on Remix? Am I wrong about that? You're saying it's a random drop from like a commander, a Legion commander? Now I'm wondering actually, do I have Wrathblade? I feel like I've seen this weapon so many times on like trading posts too. Huh. Nope, they didn't add it? Now I'm wondering if I do have Wrathblade. Everyone complains? That's crazy. It's apparently like a 0.7% drop rate from Lord Commander Alexius, which is the invasion commander. Oh, it's just invasion guys. Oh yeah, they are. They're all just invasion dudes. Crazy. I never realized that. Never realized 0.2 from a boss in Legion Assaults. That's crazy. Actual insanity. Actual insanity. Which weapon? Let me show you. It looks so simple too. The Wrathblade looks so incredibly simple as a weapon. Like it looks kind of stupid simple, but there it is. Yeah, like it's a neat weapon, but like look at this. I'm pretty sure I've seen this thing on a lookalike on Trading Post or on Remix, man. You know what I mean? It looks so simple. It's a long blade with some demon sigils. It doesn't look like anything insane or impressive. It's just like kind of cool. I got that. Yeah, I feel like I have that too, but I'm not 100% now. I am not 100% anymore. I'm pretty sure I have it, but I'm not 100%. Now I'm doubting myself. Now I have no idea. I need to double check whenever I'm on live again. Because I have actually no clue. Wait, who left? The Smirshka leads, GG guys, thanks for the games. Oh yeah, damn. Okay, so with the Smirshka, we might just have to call it potentially. GG, thank you so much for coming by, Smirshka. I appreciate you, my guy. Chat, we need 2 more. Or maybe we'll call it and do more games tomorrow. That could also work, actually. I think it's a long sword. This was Armageddon is the longest. Yeah, Armageddon is definitely one of the longest out there. Then there's another sword. Actually, Armageddon is probably longer than that. But there's like Shadowlands weapon, that two-hander that all the strength classes got at some point. Like a big one. A cool Mog. You have to fly all over the zone, collect these like potions and things to give you strength. And once you're like fully hopped up on strength, you can go like lift the weapon. Yeah. So, yeah. What was I trying to say? That one might also be long, but I think Armageddon is one of the longest. I think Armageddon is probably longer than that one, but that's cool. Yeah, I didn't realize it was like... Look, when I saw that sword, it didn't look like anything. It didn't look impressive. I'm not gonna lie. Like, looking at it the first time, I was like, seems like a normal sword. Legion. Seems like something that's on a trading post. I shit you not. It just looks like something that I've seen before. I didn't realize it was that rare. That's cool. Necrolords? Yeah, the Necrolord zone. Wrathblade plus Armageddon are the longest. Awesome. That's awesome. I do need to check to see if I have that one. Just because I really don't like having to do all those like Legion assaults. But like doing a Paladin, I guess it's easy if I turn off like Heroic World Tier and I literally one-shot everything. One-shot the bosses or something and I can solo it. It takes like a... I have a Paladin fully maxed out. Like max infinite power, max gear, best of slot, everything, head to toe. Been like that for a while. But like it's just such a... It's like a... It takes time consuming to do the assaults. They're not the longest content, but just like all the events are super spread out. I have to fly here, I have to do this, I have to go there, I have to do this. My favorite is just when you swoop in, you wake up Ash as a big demon elite boss and he dies. Those are the best. But there's one like Valsharai, you gotta go kill some demons and you gotta click this crystal and there's a cast animation, you free the crystal. But if another person clicks the crystal before you, then it gets consumed, then you gotta wait for it to respawn. Yeah. I don't know if I really want to go through that for like a 2.2% chance of a weapon drop. It doesn't look like anything. It looks like a normal weapon. What's up, Rick? How you doing, man? Hope you're having a good one. Last Rick, yeah, we lost 2 on our end. Yeah. Oh, Pawi is in. So maybe we could get Pawi on a +1. Maybe. Not only that, they have a scenario that needs 3 people. Yeah, so they changed it so that you could get like 2 or 3 if you're doing heroic tier. But if you're just doing non-heroic tier, it just throws you in solo. It just throws you in solo. So apparently if you want to make it solo, you just go no heroic world tier and then do it solo and then run through it. You know what is the worst about doing an heroic world tier where it gives you another person? At least for me. Nope. For me, it lets me do solo when I turn off heroic world tier. But if I have it on, so it's not possible. Like for me, it lets me do solo. It let me do my rogue and my mage solo. It let both of those characters do it solo. Like it just put me by itself and that's it. I was in. It didn't make me wait. Solo is possible. Yes, retail. Retail, remix, and then you do the event. Solo. So I don't know if you're doing like non-remix. I am doing remix, retail, no heroic world tier, and let my rogue run it solo. But my rogue has like no gear remix, so it took me a while. Took me forever. Come to our team so it'll be more fair. What do you mean? Well, Rick is gone. I said the sword doesn't drop a remix. Oh, it doesn't? Okay. Never mind then. I thought it would. That's so lame if it... Really? Okay, that's the part that I missed in chat. Okay, so then you have to do it non-remix on retail. And that doesn't let you do solo? Really? I was assuming that if it drops on live, it probably would drop on remix, but if that's not the case then, and if you can't do solo, that's awful. Oh, that's terrible. At least in remix you can get it to queue solo. Sometimes it queues like 2 people. The worst part is, if it queues 2 and the other person is an absolute a-hole, they can do a vote kick on you, and since it's just you and the other person, it will automatically kick you. So you know what I've been doing when I'm queuing up with for that event? I kick the other person. Because I've been kicked before. I'm just like, you know what? Sorry, guy. I just want to get this done. I boot him. Because it's just you two in a party, and if they initiate vote kick on you, it'll just kick you out. Yeah, you can only get it live in 3 people scenario. It's super hard. Oh, okay. It's team. Yeah. That's terrible, man. That's terrible. It's terrible. Terrible, I tell you. Terrible. I wanted someone else was listed, but I could get them Angel Maker or something. I think Judy's coming back, so we might be able to get Judy in, do one more run, and then maybe call it, come back tomorrow. Bro, yeah, that is diabolical. They need to go back and let you at least queue it solo. They need to. Or put that weapon on remix. Make it cost like no bronze so that everybody can get one. Be like, hey, last week we added a weapon that existed because of the difficulty of getting it normally. We added on remix. It is super inexpensive. Buy it now. And then also add like a way for you to do that event solo on retail. That's all they gotta do. Find a way to just talk to the NPC and add an option, or just make it automatically you queue solo. Automatically you queue for it solo. Because who the hell is gonna do that event at lower level? Right, just scale it to level 45 and let you queue solo. And at least you can farm it on your ults. Waiting for a message from Nick. I can come. Okay, we gotta wait for him, see how it goes. Oh, we got Aeon. I'm gonna grab Aeon just so we can get this going. I'm gonna grab Aeon. I'm gonna get this guy in. I'm gonna get this guy in. Both teams are ready. I'm gonna make you lead Dan. How did that sound, man? I'm gonna make you lead Dan to win. Dan doing. You don't have to do anything. You just sit pretty and play the game. That's what you gotta do. Let's do a Blade's Edge. We haven't done a Blade's Edge in like forever. Didn't they fix Blade's Edge last time we looked at it? Pretty sure they did. At least I think they did. Alrighty, switch. Got ourselves a couple of new fresh bodies with Aeon on this team. We got ourselves Radimus, not really new. Pawi, I think, is new, unless it's someone's old. Sabadell and Dan over on the team. Beedred, I like that. We got Curdy, we got ourselves Saya, Leah. Putting Saya and Leah on the same team, I think, is a little diabolical. Yeah, Saya was just telling me, and just gonna leave this in the vidbot if this would make the video. But this sword apparently has like a 0.2% drop rate. It looks so normal, man. It looks like a trading post item, doesn't it? It is a very, very long blade. Like, it is quite lengthy. You know what I mean? Like, if you put it in your back, you can actually see just how... Because Xandos are kind of tall. You know what I mean? They're fairly tall. But apparently this thing is a super, super rare drop, man. I never would have thought. It looks so normal. Absolutely normal. Beedred gonna be first up versus Aeon as a demon hunter. You are playing against a stealthy Boomkit, so now that you see exactly who it is, at least you can stop that opener. And I think unless Beedred gives himself a proper leap or something, there just isn't much you can really... Wait, unless Spectre Sight run out? Did Spectre Sight run out that quick? Did it actually? Yeah, Beedred does not get a rake stud opener, instead just goes in for an auto or something, a random claw. I don't really know what happened. This had to go for a bar skin immediately. Aeon somehow, some way knocked out the platform. I don't know if he got typhooned off or not. I looked away for like a second. Beedred locking him down with full burst. Big damage ready to go. Imprison out. And Aeon is just melting. Boomkin damage should not be ignored. Man got himself a full immune. Needs to go for a meta or something. Bash out of the immune. Trinket Darkness down. And Beedred, I think, is still in a decent spot. You also have these stars in front of you, so if the guy leaps in, that's going to be damage he's going to take. Does not knock him up in the air. That second star may, though. Maybe does not run into it, unfortunately. Just needs a little bit more damage. Beedred trying to see if he can survive. Part of the wild actor for this one, trying to see if they can potentially escape this. Aeon just needs a little bit more quick kick available, unless you got something big and Karn. Maybe it'll be enough damage. A Star Search spam. Maybe it'll be enough. Oh! I kind of love this Astral Arcane explosion together with the Fell Eruption happening at once. Both just sent it, dude. Both just sent it. I don't hate that ending. Don't hate it. Gouge out into Saya immediately. He's just gonna have to go for Blessing of Protection. Sabo with the Cloak of Shadows can't go for advantage in case he wants to. He's not gonna go for advantage just yet. Saya, though, is gonna try to see if he can get some dots rolling on him. Wake of Ashes off of that Shield of Blessing of Protection. Stun. Sabo does end up going for Trinket with an evasion. Shield of Edge up for Saya. So Sabo is just gonna end up taking a lot of damage, man. Just a lot of damage. He's gonna go for advantage to give himself a shield, trying to see if he can break through Shield of Edge, but that's gonna pop into his health bar instead. DFA, unfortunately, it looks cool, it looks flashy, but it just does not do enough damage to Saya just yet. Advantage follow. Saya already has a dot onto Sabo, so he's just not gonna let him out of there whatsoever. Does he escape it? Does he get out of there? Does he get it out? Done. Into a kidney shot. Stun. It's over. It's over. Paladins, man. Taking out rogues. Was the two-hander from Invasion even available in Remix? From what had been said by Saya, it looks like he says no. It may not be available as a drop from Remix. It might be available just as a drop from like doing it on live, not Remix, on retail. Like on, yeah, like on normal realms, not Remix realms. But I imagine that sword would be a Remix thing, man. Because it looks so normal. Right? It looks like a normal sword. It is kind of tall though. Like when Saya is crouching, when he's crouching down, that sword is like taller than him when he's crouching down. That's actually kind of crazy. I think it is pretty long actually. That lane. Ooh, lane hands for Dan is okay though. He always has a bubble to follow up with. Pretty sure Saya also has a lane hand, so he's gonna use his. But now Dan is in the need to response. Drinking out for Saya. Dan may be looking for a bubble here. Super low on health. Will want to try to see if he can separate and go for maybe Spell Warden. Has to go for a bubble. Seeing that hammer flying from behind him. Needed to use it. Trying to see if he can get a bubble out of Saya. Saya trying to see if he can deny the bubble. Now he has one of his own. Dan, do you have any ways to live this whatsoever? Wake up action just to heal. But Saya has the big bong hammer ready to go with regenerating immediately. To make sure that he can recover this, to make sure there's not any kind of fallbacks whatsoever. But immediately Feral Druid jumps him. No bop, no bubble, no lay on hands. He's got a quick blind. Searing Glare does not connect. Pawi is able to get all those bleeds, just letting him rot Saya. Unless Saya gets a heal right now, he might be in a lot of trouble. Yet another stun. It is just lights for the Paladin, man. It is lights. There's not much you can do. Insta grip by Leo. Insta blind onto Pawi. He goes in for a trinket. Gives Leo an opportunity to go for a proper stun. Silence to follow. Pawi has to go defensive. Bear form. Wall. Healing. And he has to heal. Renew's getting used really early. Trying to see if he can save the Heart of the Wild. I think maybe Heart of the Wild insta maybe. I think your Heart of the Wild instantly on that. Pop it early. And start using that healing because you're going to need it. Oh my god. You just continued the pressure, continued the damage. And if the Feral was not going to dive into use anymore. I guess he actually was out, wasn't he? He already had Heart of the Wild. He was already bear form. He didn't have anything left. Yeah, I guess all you can do is Heart of the Wild super early. Together with those defenses and start healing. That's all you can do, because you just gotta live through the burst. It looks like the burst, picking up a burst. Radimus looks like he's just trying to see if he can land some burst onto Leo. Leo doesn't even go for an interrupt onto Radimus. He just lets the cast go through him with an AMS on top of it. Radimus trinkets out. And I don't know if Leo can really do much. Maybe can do some kind of like a Hodge reversal onto Radimus. He won't have a trinket, unfortunately. So maybe he can spell steal like a heal from Radimus. Possibly. Jetpack is going to give him at least some semblance of a health bar to work with, but it's just not much stun right after. And Radimus with a full wake of ashes. I think it might be lights for Leo here. I don't know what else he can really do. AMS is going to get burned through very quickly with all that holy damage. Radimus has him on the ropes with the downlight ticking down. He does try to see if he can go for yet another spell steal, but he can't really spell steal much. He stole something. I think he stole a flash heal, but it did nothing. At 26% damage in particular, and you don't have any kind of scaling for those flash heals like a Pally does. Big bubble out for Radimus, burst out for Leo. Radimus trying to end this duel right then and there. Is he going to be able to? Because Leo still has technical as burst, Hodge, and that's going to be lights. Doesn't have taken him out. Is it going to be Curdy up next or Stellari? Because I don't think Stellari. Wait, Stellari did get to play once. All right, Radimus, it is Stellari. You have no bop, you have no bubble. Somehow still sees the rogue. I pick it up eyes, I guess. Maybe he has lay on hands, I'm pretty sure. That is full burst out of Stellari. Radimus, oh, it's over. It is over. Damn. I didn't realize it was going to be that quick. Side does pick up two. Well done. Curdy didn't get a chance to play, unfortunately, for that one. Yeah. What do you think about last Titan Idle Mode Squish? I don't know if they are doing an Idle Mode Squish in Last Titan, are they? I don't think they're going to do any kind of squish. I think they're just squishing for midnight to prepare for Last Titan. But I think we're going to go back to millions of health in Last Titan, I imagine. Because we're literally going back up to really high health numbers now, but probably going to go to millions afterwards. Yeah, I don't know. Unless they do like a Shadowlands thing where they did like squish and then next expansion another squish. Because I'm pretty sure for BFA they squished us from Legion and then from BFA into Shadowlands they squished us again. I'm not sure. We'll see. Yeah. But yeah, chat, thank you all so much for going by. Thank you all so much for watching. I think I'm gonna go get some food. I think it's about time I get some chow. And I'm gonna go get some work done because I have things I gotta do. My whole morning and my whole afternoon got basically taken away from me outside of the stream, which was a lot of fun. I'm gonna go tomorrow. One more doubt. We'll be doing more duels tomorrow on EU. How does that sound? So tomorrow I think we'll just come back, run it back on EU. It'll be some of the last duels of War Within pretty much. Curdy didn't get to play 3 games. We'll be back tomorrow. How does that sound? Because we'll do more tomorrow on EU. More games on EU tomorrow around the same time or so. Yeah, just try to see if we can maximize as many of those as we can. Because I don't know if we'll be doing... So tomorrow we'll be doing duels. But next week I don't know if I will be. Because it'll be like the final week before the pre-patch hits. So might be nice just to take a break. Come back when the pre-patch hits and then have fun. You know what I mean? Bank up that energy and then let it loose when the weekend hits after the pre-patch. I think it might be better. Yeah, I think we'll do it like that. Thank you all. You guys are wonderful though. Beautiful. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. Tomorrow, more games. Be here and join us. Alrighty? I'll see you guys all tomorrow, boys. Take it easy and have a good night. Peace.
We're online, ready to fire away.